Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to ROWRAH. Here we are for the NKC All-Plater, one that I have been looking greatly forward to. We are at ROWRAH in the beautiful Cumbrian countryside in the Lake District in the very northwest of England. It's a place where people come on holiday. We're not on holiday this week. It's going to be all drama and intensity for that all-important All-Plater. I've built up the excitement, drama and intensity. My name is Joe Bradley. I'm with you all of today, well, the rest of today. And, of course, tomorrow we're going to be bringing you our heats and super heats.
Driver 323. What do you want to do with him? Driver 323 to the grid, driver 323.
What class is that, Matt?
Whatever's out first class.
Junior Rotax.
Junior Rotax car 323 to the grid.
Alexander Colentiono, please make your way to the grid. We're waiting to get on with the time attack.
I was enjoying doing my voice.
I know you weren't.
To the grid.
So, shall we go back on script?
Yeah.
All right.
Hello.
So, my name's Joe Bradley.
My name's Nick Damon. Or, as it's known, the other commentator.
Or my cameraman.
That's right, yes.
We've got our cameraman out there who is Ash Leontine. Leontine.
You've only worked with him for 3 years.
And Paul Bateman on the selecting the pictures to throw to me.
For a while.
For a little while.
Then he's going to be on the cameras because we are so versatile.
He will be multitasking this afternoon. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? We've got the threat of rain, but then again, we're at ROWRAH in the Lake District, so we've always got a threat of rain. So what's the format of this afternoon?
I don't know. You tell me, Joe.
I'm going to tell you. We've got 6 time attack sessions. Now, little bit of a different format if you're familiar with the NKC, which we bring you all of the championship on Karting Live TV. This is a little bit of a different format to the race weekend. So we've got a time attack session. It's not a qualifying session. It is against the clock. It will be the fastest lap down over. And at the moment out there are junior Rotax. And basically, it's a time session of which you will be accrued points. Whether you are first or 14th, you will get the number of points going forward. That points will be added to your points acquirement from the 3 heats. Similar to what we do in the NKC with regards to mixed grids for the heats, coming up a little bit later this afternoon and tomorrow morning. You've got 3 heats, starting one at the front, one at the middle, one in the middle and one at the back. All of those points go towards a super heat, and what you do in the heats and what you do in this time attack will give you a grid position for the super heat. Shall we go forward into the final, Nick, and confuse everybody?
I think it's only
at
fair.
This stage, yeah. So tomorrow's super heat, where we will form the grid, like I say, from the time attack and the heats, will then go towards acquiring even more points, which are amalgamated and put together with what you've acquired during everything, and that will form the heat for the all-important final for the All-Plate. So we've got a 10-minute time session. We're already 8.5 minutes in. Amy Peacock, the number 17, is out there. Ethan Waters, Harvey Williams, Nathan Travers, Freddie Lloyd, Isaac Thorman, Reese Green, Sam Mott, Jensen Hookey, Alfie McBain, Robert Adrian, Ben Adrian, Lucas Howell, Dylan Morton, Alexander Colentiono, hopefully he made it to the grid, Jamie Kirkbride, Michael Ambler and Samuel Aston, 16 karts have took to the track. And with 2 laps completed, Nathan Travers has gone to the top of the timing grid, so it's a 48.215 what we're looking for to beat. Jamie Kirkbride, 48.309, only 94 thousandths of a second in it. That's Robert Adrian on the number 100. It will follow around. We'll get our bearings on the track. That's the stewardesses. From there, you plunge downhill through the right-hander and then quickly into the left-hander at Sunny. The right-hander is St John's, by the way. This is the paddock turn. And then from there, just underneath us, we are broadcasting you live from the Drivers' Lounge here at ROWRAH, up to the chicane, which we've named ROWRAH, fondly, and then down towards McRae's hairpin. And then McIntyre's is the right-hand hairpin. It's all about the brakes into these very tight hairpins here at ROWRAH. And then from there, that long back straight with that ever-widening approach to the stewardess. It's a hairpin followed by a chicane, so it's a little bit of a compromise line through there as Robert Adrian takes us around through the left-hander at Sunny and then on towards Paddock. Let's see what sort of time he brings. His fastest time so far is a 48.048. He certainly he beats that with a 47.3. Massive amount of time there from Robert. Amy Peacock has gone quickest though, the number 17. 46.9 is the target time for everybody, just under 4/10 quicker than Nathan Travers. So Amy's tyres coming on very, very quickly there on her third lap. It was a 46.9 for her. Just down the order then, Amy Peacock 46.9, Nathan Travers 47.2, 47.3 for Robert Adrian. Ben Adrian 47.38. He's only 81 thousandths of a second off Robert. Lucas Howell comes into view, into second. Let's see if we can try and find the number 19. We've followed Ben around for a couple of laps now, and Ben's time at 47.056. So everybody continuing. Amy Peacock still quickest then, 22. The gap's narrowed there. Nathan Travers just putting in a 46.724. .22 thousandths the gap to Nathan Travers. Now then, that's a bit confusing for me. A yellow number plate. Who is that? The number 18, I think it is what it said there. I might be wrong on that. No, it's number 20 on a yellow number plate with black numbers. That's Harvey Williams. So Harvey currently 8th with a 47.386. He's being followed on the road by the number 33, and that is Jensen Hookey. Hookey just getting clear of that number 20. And let's see if Jensen can pull away, improve his lap time. Now he's got a bit of clear air in front of him. He's on the orange cart there, the number 33, and already he's pulled a little bit of a gap. He's got a bit of fresh air. So we'll follow Jensen around for a couple of laps, see if he can improve his time. And he did, just lost him on the timer screen. There he is, down in 12th place. He's got a train of carts now ganging up on him, but he has pulled clear of the number 20. So these two beginning to give themselves a bit of a breathing space from one another. You sometimes need a tow, especially on this back straight. There's the number 17 of Amy Peacock. Now there's the quickest cart on the track at the moment. So Amy Peacock currently quickest with a 46.4. Came on her previous lap, so she's on a bit of a flyer here, is Amy. She's there with the dark red and black liveried cart, the number 17. She's going to be stifled a lot. She may have got a tow from that number 20 in front of her, the number 20 of Harvey Williams. Let's see what Amy's time here is. Not quite as quick as she has been. 46.963. So not as quick as she has been. Now she's got a bit of traffic to get by. Meanwhile, the number 33, Jensen Hookey, improves with a 47.094. Harvey Williams, 47.295 with that number, the yellow number plate and black number. So at the moment, number 17 is the quickest cart out there. What have we got now, Paul? Let's have a look. It's the number 40, and that is Jamie Kirkbride. He's currently 10th on a quickest time of a 47.170. Came on lap 7, so just giving himself a bit of a breather. Already a chunk of time left, so 2.5 minutes remaining in the first of our time attack sessions. He's on the Lando Norris cart on that number 40, Jamie Kirkbride, into the left-hand hairpin. He's got clear space ahead of him. He's not going to be coming up on any of the other runners. So just tweak the brake there to get the cart to turn out onto the back straight towards the Stewart complex. Named after Sir Jackie Stewart, of course, 3-time Formula 1 world champion, and carts beginning to come together. And it's not the kind of environment you want to be in, being tripped up by another cart when you've got to balance that with getting a little bit of a tow on the straights here at ROWRAH. But then you are not going to optimise your lap if you're going to have to go offline and overtake. A lot of rubber going down this morning and yesterday. We had some very good practice session yesterday, and just walking out on track, doing the track walk. The track was very sticky underfoot, so a lot of the Maxxis rubber down on track. Into the last 90 seconds then, Amy Peacock still quickest, 46.406 for her. Nathan Travers in that second spot, only just over a tenth slower, 46.534. 46.543 is Ben Adrian on the number 48, then fourth Robert Adrian, Lucas Howell on the number 19, Lucas for TH Corsa, and there is the number 7 Alfie McBain. He's on the Carlos Sainz CS55 chassis. Easy to spot that with the very bold red, black and yellow Spanish colours of Carlos Sainz. The CS55 and OTK chassis, and Alfie we've seen at Dunkswell, going very well indeed at Dunkswell. Had some great runs through the heats. He's here in the Hunter Motorsport awning. Hunter Motorsport with a presence at last in the NKC. I know they've been here in certain ways, but great to see a few of their drivers here joining us for the All Plate here at ROWRAH. There's the 71 just going through. Reese Green there. Reese pops out of the stewardesses on down the hill towards St John's through the left-hander, and then into the left-hander at Sunny, I should say. Let's see where Reese is. Reese is 9th at the moment. Let's see what his lap time here as he crosses the line underneath us to the checkered flag already. And Reese doesn't quite go as quick as he has done by literally thousandths of a second there. He's just put in a 47.083. His quickest time was a 47.037. So a quick lap time for Reese, but not as quick as his 9th lap, which netted him his quickest time. Amy Peacock, though, she remains at the top of the timing screen with a 46.406. Lucas Howell pops up into second place right there at the very end with a 46.485, 79 thousandths of a second. 46.406 is the quickest time. Checker flag flying for everyone then, so I'm pretty certain we can read them down the order. Amy Peacock quickest then, 79 thousandths of a second slower for Lucas Howell. Sam Mott in third with a 46.495.
You need to take a note of this time.
I have.
Oh, well done, because there's 2 of them.
Yeah.
Bloody professionals.
In fourth place is Robert Adrian, the number 100 there, a 46.530 was his best. Fifth place, Nathan Travers, a 46.534. This is how close we are. 46.543 for Ben Adrian in sixth. And then in seventh place, Jensen Hookey. We followed Jensen round, didn't we, a couple of times. He's on a 46.901. Jimmy Kirkbride, the number 40, is eighth. Reese Green finishes ninth quickest. Alfie McVeigh finishes in 10th. Quickest place, Harvey Williams 11th, Samuel Aston 12th, Michael Ambler 13th, Ethan Waters 14th, 15th is Isaac Thorman, and Freddie Lloyd picks up the last of the points in 16th.
A very important announcement that's come through from Mick Barlow on chat.
Go ahead.
Robert Adrian is not Robert Adrian.
Sorry?
You see Robert Adrian? Car fourth place.
Robert Adrian,
It's not Robert Adrian.
Who is it?
It's Melissa Adrian.
Why is it as Robert?
Apparently it got entered wrong because his parent and guardian name's gone down.
Melissa Adrian.
It's Melissa, yeah. It's not Robert Adrian, it's Melissa Adrian.
All right, so this job's not hard enough for me to spot
exactly,
things.
Yes.
Right, so Melissa Adrian, fourth quickest there. The next of our junior Rotax time attackers are out and on track.
And attacking.
And attacking the track here at ROWRAH. Have I ever mentioned this track is the very first track I raced on? 100 National.
Oh, sorry, pardon?
You've heard it all before.
We've been here four or five times now, and I hear it every single time. But yes, and then of course you had your first race with Alan McNish, and he can't remember that.
Yes. God. So you've heard that story?
Surprisingly, just slightly a lot.
Oh, okay.
It's Charles Cheesy Green on the screen.
So Cheesy Green, a round winner, isn't he, in the NKC Championship proper here to try and snaffle the O plate. What was quick?
I thought the carts look quicker on a fixed camera than a moving camera.
Yeah, very, very quick section of track there. Here we go then to start the first of our flying laps. We've got
flop flip excellence there, mate.
Cheesy Green through the
Where's it going?
ROWRAH.
Can I make a point about this? Have you actually got the names of the track? I've forgotten the corner. I've been here 4 weeks ago. I've forgotten the corners already.
You're kidding me.
It's the Stuart S, isn't it?
McIntyre's.
It's the Stuart S.
On towards the
McRae's,
Stuart complex.
Yes.
McRae's is the first one.
Yeah. I know it written down.
This is a hairpin, a sweeping hairpin. Remember,
right.
Nick?
I don't remember the overtaking places.
It's not important to overtake. Well, it is important to get out of the way of everybody. But Cheesy coming through the right-hander at St John's now, just catching the slide and then getting the cart to turn left at Sunny, using all the curb and more. It's all about the optimum lap here, and it's debatable, Nick, whether you need a tour here. There's some long straights at ROWRAH. There we go, up the hill towards ROWRAH. ROWRAH, I should say.
That's twice.
Yeah, I know.
This is too easy, isn't it, really?
And then down towards the left-hand hairpin here. This is McRae's hairpin. It's an early apex there. They take a very early apex there, which is surprising to me, because that's not perhaps how I'd take it, but everybody seems to do that. And then into the right-hander at McIntyre's. And then out of that, onto the back straight. This is where I think you might need a bit of a tour, but it's a long straight, but whether it would optimise the lap. That's the number 23.
Category Vision Check has gone to the top. We're looking at 23, and 23 is...
23, I think, is still waiting for his transponder to clear.
Over, right.
So can we pick somebody else up, please?
Charles Green back at the top again.
Charlie Green.
Why are the times not coming out last time, didn't they?
So Charles Green, quickest lap, 47.458. Tyres just beginning to come in. There is the number 193, is that? Or 133? 193. And Paul picks us the other one whose transponder hasn't cleared, would you believe? I can't believe you've done that. What lottery numbers are you using tonight? There is 2 transponders not picking up, Paul, and you've given us both. So I need your numbers. Now then, let's pick up 220, because if we can try and pick up 220, it's going to be hard for Ash to do that, because that's Sonny Morgan out on his new cart.
Yes, let's talk about that, shall we? Let's stay on this one. Let's stay on 87.
Right, 87. Who have we got? 87's Tom Holden, actually.
Right, okay.
Now, Tom's a quick driver here in this class, and he's just gone second quickest. So here we go across the line. Let's see what he's going to do here. Yep, he's gone to second again, 47.242. He's still just over a tenth slower than Cheesy Green. And Cheesy's gone quicker still, 47.130. Lincoln Bevan up into third. Zauri Visserek in fourth. Alex Timmins up to second. The number 15.
You're going to give the gaps whilst you've got the correct order of the times on
right,
the
there's the number 11. That's Jay Leverton. Now, we speak to Jay in our paddock show, which is coming up in tomorrow's lunch break.
Coming up in tomorrow.
We've already had lunch break here. Now, Jay's with Paul Ozan, of course, former British all-plate holder, I think, and British champ. We talked to Paul and Jay in the paddock show. He's on the gold card. Let's see where he is. At the moment, he's 9th, just being dropped as he crosses the line up to 8th again. Jay Leverton going quicker still, 47.245 for Jay.
So it's been unnamed transponders running second.
Yes, I do not know who that is.
Neither
who's
do I.
running second. Luke Sawyers has gone to the top of the screens. The number 256 has gone to a 46.628. So Charles Green on the 77, chasing him down. That's the number 111, Elliot Surtees. Now, there's a story behind this one. So that's a brand new car that's signed chassis that had to be flown in all the way from Wardenlaw.
Flown?
Well, from new,
because there's obviously a good kind of air link between Sunderland and Woking, isn't there? Those major airlines. And
flown in from Wardenlaw
by
yesterday
a helicopter
in a hurry after a big shunt. It took a rearward impact and it bent the frame. So the Hunter Motorsport boys and girls put that together. I say boys and girls, it wasn't. It was Jacob and Andy, I think, who put that together, and Sam had probably a hand in it. And Teddy was the man who flew the plane from Wardenlaw across.
So when that arrived, how dressed was it?
It wasn't. It was a frame.
It
was a bare frame with the necessary pods and stuff, and they just basically it would have had bumpers, but all the the brake system, the engine system, of course, throttle linkages, all that to be put back onto that number 111. Elliot Surtees here for the first time in the NKC on that 111, currently 10th quickest on that brand new kart.
This is Frank Ward in the 42. Frank's currently towards the bottom in 14th. Comes over the line. Has he gone faster this time? Will he move up at all? Yep, 2 places to 12th. Sweeps up through ROWRAH and down to... It's McRae's first, isn't it? It's McRae's. And then it's McIntyre's, isn't it?
Yes.
It's Michael McIntyre's. It's laughing at you as he goes past.
Is this McIntyre?
You told me that, and I believed you. You could tell me anything at that point.
I know.
So, who's next of our victims? It's our people to feature. And it is the 75, which is Sebastian Benson, who I don't know. Do you know anything about Sebastian Benson?
Not the moment.
Yes. Joe's looking for a track map while he sees Sebastian Benson. Normally Joe has like a selection of information about what team they're with or something, but that doesn't appear to be forthwith at the moment. So all we can say is it's Sebastian, currently scored in 14th. Best lap is a 47.2, which is his best lap. Didn't put him up any positions though. So 46.5 is currently the best. Don't forget there's a 46.4 in the first round by Amy Peacock. Oh, he's back. Is he remembered rightly?
I wasn't happy with that right-hand hairpin there.
It's not McIntyre.
It's not McIntyre. It's not Michael McIntyre.
Who is it then?
It's Ideals.
Where did McIntyre's come from?
I have no idea.
Okay, now it's a 2-2-3. So
I was quite confident with the corner names.
Really gave it
but
some on that one.
Totally threw that out the window.
Is that 2-2-3? No, it's a 3-2-3.
3-2-3 is.
Have we got a 3-2-3? No. Which makes me think it's the unnamed transponder.
Wasn't 3-2-3 a driver from the previous session?
Oh, I don't know. It was the guy we called who was late.
Yeah, 3-2-3.
It's the late person, yes. He's coming for the next one. He missed this one, yeah.
He's been allowed out.
He's been allowed out the second one, yeah.
Which is nice.
It is nice. The Sody cart is on, which I can read for the first time. The sponsors there.
Yeah, he's on the Sody.
I'm learning, aren't I? I can read things.
Well, that just, you know what? If you're out there, look at the NKC as a championship to compete in. That's the kind of attitude. If he was late for the session. In some series, you'd have been turned away. However, the NKC is all about. The customer service, and the customers are the drivers. And this is one of the customers, car number 9, Drew Preisner. Anything about Drew? Yeah, Drew's in 17th at the moment. His fastest time is a 47.633. We're inside the last 90 seconds, Nick. So currently Luke Sawyer's on a 46.534. Not as fast as Amy. No, not as fast as who? Wasn't AP got the first one? Yeah, it was a 46.406. So he's still about a tenth off the overall quickest. So in the class, these times will be put with the first group, and they will be given, first to 30, whatever points allocation going forward, forming the grid for the Superheat. So Sonny is a familiar name and a familiar driver to the NKC. Sonny had a problem with his Old Faithful kart. He went with LRG, so Louis bent out of shape or something. Well, Louis Large and an LRG Motorsport has made a comeback in the NKC. We're great to see LRG back in the NKC. They're here for not just this all plate, but also for the last 3 rounds of the championship, which form the 3 rounds of the Northern Series. And Sonny Morgan, who's done a deal to race with LRG at this one. Basically, Louis wrote his card off and said, "We are not using this card." Which is a shame, because Sonny Morgan, remember, has got that brightly coloured rainbow design on his car. What was the precise reason for it? Was it I think he just liked the colours. Yeah, he liked the colours. No, what was the reason why the car was written off? Well, yeah, Louis said, we're not running this. This is probably not very good, yeah. And Sonny, having driven the new kart that was put down, he's on the rain motor on that kart. And here he comes then, the red-white colours of LRG. And Sonny will finish in 7th place. The checkered flag will fly. And it is Luke Sawyers on a 56.543. Oh, and now we get the times at the end. So the times will come at the end correctly. I'm just wondering how our time is. So right. Well done. At the end of the race, you do get the correct times. So it's Luke Sawyers on a 46.534, which is not as quick as Amy Peacock on a 4.06. So he will be... Did I say the other people? Yeah. Kazmi Wizardcheck is 2nd, 46.5. And then you've got Tom Holden. You've got Mystery Transponder, which is a 3.23, isn't it? From the last heat in 4th, then Frank Ward, Ryan Sayers, Charles Cheesy Green, who only did 6 laps and must have pulled in early with a problem. Sonny Morgan, Jay Leverton, Elliot Surtees, Alex Timmins, Lincoln Bevan down in 12th, then Taylor Dixon, Sebastian Benson, Drew Preisner, Harvey Wilson, Karthik Commenta is in 18th, and Jacob Austin, who only did 1 lap and therefore had a problem, which is a bit unfortunate for him. So he will be
missing some early points, but plenty of chances in the rest of the day to earn lots more lovely points, Joe.
Yeah, we've got each class will get a time attack session. We've split them into 2 groups to give them a bit of track space, of course. You're running an optimised lap. The last thing you want is to be bogged down by traffic, so it's a good idea from the organisers to do that. So the junior Rotax, the 177s and senior Rotax are the 3 classes that are here competing for the NKC All Plate. Each get 2 time attack sessions. The classes do. As a driver, you get 1 time attack session. And where you finish, you'll be given an allocated set of points where you are in the field. And then you will have 3 heats. Going forward, we have pretty much everyone's first heat this afternoon, and we round off the second heat for the junior Rotax class before we finalise things today. And then tomorrow morning, starting at 10 o'clock, the coverage on Karting Live TV will start around about 10, so tune in just beforehand. Do you still tune in these days?
10 o'clock's fine, because the racing doesn't start about 5 past.
All right, okay. So
we are going to start.
I say tune in. It's more of a log on these days, isn't it?
Log on, press a button, hope for the best.
Log on for Karting Live
no
TV.
One tunes anymore,
it's kind of a TV term.
Don't touch that dial. Don't press that back button.
Don't control alt delete.
Don't do that. Whatever you're doing, don't do it. Stop it. No.
So the 177 Rotax class are out next. What a 177 Rotax class next?
That's our class.
That's our class. These
are
our people.
The more mature gentlemen and lady who have life experience and are carrying the ballast because of it.
Or heavy.
Or just big lads.
Or, tall.
Just big, tall
guys. They tend to be tall, though. They're all skinnier than us.
Yeah, because we would be in the Rotax very heavy, and you'd be in the Rotax XXXL.
I'd be in the 199 class.
Really?
Yeah.
Sure?
Oh, don't be rude. Don't be offended. Don't be rude.
How much does the Rotax car? How much does a bare chassis weigh then? An engine?
You're going to say that. I want to say about 132.
Oh, blimey. That can't be that much. To be 40 kilograms. It can't be 40 kilograms.
No.
I assume it's about 90.
Get somebody to.
How much does the
Rotax Max Senior?
Rotax Max Senior weigh?
Yeah.
Without either a whippet style driver.
I could Google that.
A whippet driver.
I want to involve the audience.
Involve the listener. Or the viewer.
Involve the viewer, yes. We're a live stream now.
We are we?
Yes.
Oh, that's not how I've been told to do things. Don't look at the pictures. These pictures aren't 7 seconds behind the reel.
Yeah, I know. Stop.
It's one frame.
So 177s, we've got 13 karts coming out to play next. Scott Clee, Aaron Charles, Rob Simpson, Shane Collins, Lincoln Bailey Arneson, Tyler Fossey, Joshua Pickford, Alan Kenyon, Ben Hitch, James Nutt Brown, Samuel Cornwell, Stephen Horner and Stephen Richardson. So welcome back to Stephen Richardson, who's a ROWRAH specialist. Well, he was on the podium last year at this round, wasn't he, for NKC?
I'm going to say yes, because I have no idea.
Yeah. Stephen Horner back. He's been away doing another series. He's back for the All Plate here with LRG. He's back for the 3 Northern rounds as well. We'll be telling you about the calendar for NKC going forward to finish off 2024. I have no idea what you said.
Just sent me a message.
All right. Can you broadcast it?
No.
Okay. And so where was I before I was really interrupted?
So just so you've got a chance to look at the screen now, it gives you an idea of how hilly ROWRAH is. ROWRAH has the most elevation of any kart track in the country.
Are you sure?
Yes, that's what we were told the first time we were here.
Because...
give me a kart track with more elevation.
Clannico, all the way to the top of that hill and back down. Christmas Corner, that's quite a rise.
No, it's not. No, it just looks.
I mean, there's
this is up and down everywhere. Look where the sign.
The steepness of the undulation here at ROWRAH are brilliant. I mean, coming out with the stewardesses and then through that left-hand kick, that's a plunge down to St John's, and you really feel it in the kart. It's like a fairground ride, and then even at my age, yes. What?
Grumpy's stomach's back.
Is it?
Yes.
I didn't even know it. And then up through the chicane, which we've affectionately named ROWRAH, or Gazbury did. But up through the chicane, that's a huge. I mean, you come up and over the brow. We'll get a look. You can, even our cameras can see it. So here we go then.
Look at that hilly that is.
Look at that. You
Sweepy
just turn
up
in, and then up and over the brow. Turn left as you hit the brow.
Now these guys obviously think a toe's a good idea, don't they? So the leading kart there is the 32.
We haven't got a 32.
And it isn't the 32. It's a 52.
Yeah, that's Shane Collins.
He's been nudged from behind.
Shane should be up near the front here.
Okay.
Who's that?
17, Aaron Charles behind him.
Charles.
So you got Charles. He's let him through. He was nibbling at his backside.
Looks like he's a Coles driver. I did not come across the Coles Racing awning in the paddock yesterday when I did our grid walk, but a little bit of a swap around as the number 17, Aaron Charles, gets to the front of the field. It's where he wanted to be. Here he comes then. We've got the first of the flying laps about to be completed, and it's Scott Clee. Oh, Scott Clee, Joshua Pickford, Lincoln Bailey Arneson right at the tail of this field. Samuel Cornwell, who's even further back in the train of karts, goes quickest with a 48.504.
So the Lando Norris kart, they're making a move. That's currently looking a bit of our focus. That's the 4 kart. That's Scott Clee. That is the man who was ahead of the time for nearly a second and a half then. But they've completely gone differently from the junior rotaries, haven't they? They've all decided they want to be in a train rather than spacing themselves out to have a bit of breathing space and qualify as you wish. Clee in the Norris karts. Lando Norris is favourite to be on pole at Hungaroring. It's not yet, actually. No spoilers. If we knew, wouldn't tell you, because he's favourite at the moment. All can change, though.
Yeah, Scott carrying the number 4, fourth in the championship last year.
Our commentator has a sneezing fit. Let's go with his grumbling stomach. He really is he's a walking bodily function. He really is.
A bit of hay fever, Nick.
Oh yeah, right.
This humidity's brought it on.
The humidity, yeah.
It's the humidity.
Oh, humility. 24. That is our next. We're trying to show as many people as possible in this time qualifying. Fastest at the moment is Samuel Cornwell on a 47.751. He's got about a tenth of a second over Lincoln Bailey Arneson as they go through. Which corner is that? We need the map. I need the map back. That's paddock. No, that one there. Well, you need to draw me a map. You need to draw me a map.
You need to feed me up.
And you need to draw me a map. Yeah.
I'll draw you a map.
So one of your key jobs for the weekend is drawing the track map.
We've been here 74 times in the last 6
We
months.
could be here 100 million times.
Yeah, true.
Is there any track you know all the corner names of?
This one?
No, you can put it McIntyre.
Well, I could probably McIntyre. One lot.
No, that's not fair. You live there. I think I know where my local shops are.
Ben Hitch there, the number 41. Let's keep an eye on Ben Hitch for a couple of corners at least and follow him round. He's currently 9th in the proceedings so far. Through that left-hander, now plunging down that hill there towards St John's and then flicking the car. You've got to get it back across to the right to get the optimum line through Sonny here, and then on to the
St John's and Sonny. Okay.
Yeah, onto the paddock
Right
turn,
down.
and then through that curving start-finish straight, and then immediately you don't get to catch your breath at all before you're into the chicane, into and out the chicane, then on down towards the McRae hairpin. He's just looking over his shoulder there. He's aware that he's got the number. Is that the number 52 behind him?
It's 50-something, 56.
Yeah. Into Iredale's, the 56 is behind
Joshua
him.
Pickford,
yeah,
who's currently scored in second.
Yeah.
He's a bit, I think he's that close to.
Well, there's the fastest
41,
cart
Ben
there,
Hitch.
the Saudi cart there of Alan Kenyon.
So they have, for want of a better term, sucked themselves up the front using the slipstream.
I think so. I think they've been towed round, haven't they? That train of 4 carts dragging each other round. At the front of that train is Rob Simpson. Here they come then. Let's see what sort of lap times we're going to see. Shane Collins pops to the top of the screen for a moment. Will he stay there? Yes, he has. 47.026, the quickest time so far. Alan Kenyon to second now, 47.036. That's how close it is, Nick. 10 thousandth of a second, 100th of a second.
Another Saudi kart doing well, on 25.
Yeah, very much.
Kenyon. Now, but this is what you should do now. You want to drop off by about whatever distance is where you get some sort of tow, and then give yourself the space to come back to the back of the cart in front of him, and they'll go for a game time, won't he?
It's funny how different karts, different manufacturers of karts go well in different classes. For instance, Ryan Taylor-Truman, our Southern champion and leading the overall NKC championship this year, Ryan Taylor-Truman, he's on a Saudi kart.
Obviously, it's good for big lads.
It must be, yeah. I mean, he runs a Venator engine and the Saudi kart, and there we are, Alan Kenyon showing that Saudi is in near the front. Shane Collins, the number 52. Shane, I'm just trying to find any information on what sort of kart and motor that Shane is on. As we continue following the 25.
Who's next, Ash? You can see a bit of a gap, I think, for the next car, but let's excited. Who is it? Oh, that's not too bad. That's 76, I think. 5 is Lincoln
5 is Lincoln Bailey Arneson,
who
has popped to the top of the screens, where we've got
now he's down in 7th.
Plenty of time, 3.5 minutes to find that lap, and it's debatable whether a clear track or a tour will help.
You want someone fast about 3/4 second ahead of you,
just to drag you along.
Drag you along, but not upsetting you if you're slightly fast in different parts of the track to where they are. Wheel in the air, going round the craze.
All of the curb there, and the exit in the curve. We'll see that as kind of a common practice here. Out of there on the back straight. Here we are. Now that's not going to optimise your lap. It's going to be
Sam Cornwell.
Yeah, now Samuel Cornwell was one of the quickest runners here in the early stages. He's dropped now down to 7th. This is not going to be an optimum lap because he's had to make an out braking manoeuvre into ideals. Let's see if we can pick up the red and white cart just coming out the paddock.
Who are you after?
Stephen Horner, who is no stranger to it. He's just gone across the line there with
he is. Already got him.
A 47.509 there, but his quickest time's a 47.266, and he's 10th overall now.
I recognise the paint job. What sort of cart's that?
Well, that's an LRG.
It's Louis Large's car.
Yeah, HRS motor. One of Nigel Horner's motors on there. No relation to Stephen Horner, by the way.
Or Christian Horner.
Or Christian Horner, yes.
Thankfully. Because who's one who relates to that?
Yeah.
Not Jerry Horner anymore. Anyway,
let's watch Stephen through St John's. He's no stranger to ROWRAH, being from the other side of the country in the northeast. We're in the northwest, far northwest of the England, that is, into the chicane, popping over that brow. And his last lap time through got him up to 9th with a little bit of an improvement, a 47.206 for Stephen. So he's got a bit of fresh air in front of him. We're almost down to the final minute of this first 177 run. Shane Collins still at the front of the field with that 46.994. So still a bit of time left for people to optimise a run, maybe find that bit of tour. We've got trains of carts as we pick up the number 168, Samuel Cornwell again. Shane Collins gone quickest still, 46.902. So the number 52 is the driver who is hooked up very, very well indeed. And there's Scott Clee, not that far behind him in 4th place, 46.914, only 12 thousandths of a second in it. So if Scott Clee can just find that 12 thousandths, then he's going to be pipping Shane Collins. We'll make a note of the quickest times, Nick, and we'll see in our second session for 177s, where we've got the return of the 2022 vice champion, Lewis Large. Lewis Large. Here we go then. There's the number 75.
Is Lewis' first race of the season? Because I know his team's been out in other championships, but I don't think he's been racing, has he?
I don't think he has, no.
Will he be match fit?
He was worried about his fitness. Here we go then, checkered flag flies. Let's see if Collins can hang on to that 46.902. First across the line, Samuel Cornwell. He's in 8th, but we'll just let that timing screen sort itself out and settle down before we give you a rundown. Next driver across the line to the checkered flag is Tyler Fossey. 47.722 is his quickest time. He's currently in 11th. Again, let's wait and see when we've got the remaining runners out there on track, just finishing off their laps. Train of 4 carts coming through paddock as we continue watching the number 75, Lincoln Bailey Arneson rounds paddock turn. We've got a change at the top. I'm just going to wait and tell you. It's Scott Clee with a 46.900. 2 thousandths of a second difference to Shane Collins. That's all it took. I said he needed 12 thousandths. Well, he found that and more. He found an extra 2 thousandths. So Scott Clee goes quickest with a 46.906. I said that slowly because I was writing it down.
900.
46.902 with Shane Collins. Ben Hitch on a 46.959. That's how close it is. Alan Kenyon 4th. With a 47.026, a 47.085 for Joshua Pickford in 5th, Aaron Charles at 6th, Lincoln Bailey Arneson 7th. Samuel Cornwell finished 8th. Stephen Horner finished in that 9th place. Rob Simpson 10th. Tyler Fossey was 11th. 12th was James Nutt Brown and Stephen Richardson. Stephen will not be happy with that. 48.667 puts him in 13th spot for the number 11. Second round of 177 runners, or second batch of 177 runners. We've got some big hitters in this one. Harrison Crook, for instance, carrying the number 6. He's 6th in the 2023 championship. Cole Edwards is out next. Steve Gillies out next. Reese Llewellyn, Alfie Anderson, Lewis Crocker, Lewis Halliday, Steve Thompson, Martin Burnett, Alfie Williams, Billy Faulkner, Louis Large, and Stephen Mottram, who is on the 777 numbered cart. And Stephen, another driver who I think has been here a couple of times, Stephen from the northeast, and he had a very good run at Dunkswell, didn't he? He was leading that third heat for quite a while. It was just pipped at the very last moments of the heat. He had a very good run at Dunkswell. So hoping to do really well and have a good run is Steve.
That's the lively cart colour, isn't it? Pink and yellow from the
Cole Edwards
cart.
Cole Edwards, yeah. Alf Racing. Easy to pick up is Cole.
Is he still house racing?
Yeah, bright yellow and purpley pink.
It's purple, isn't it?
I'm going to have a look at it in real life rather than on that TV monitor.
Yeah,
that's pink.
Pinky
That's
purple.
pink.
Pinky purple, but it's pinkier than it looks there.
It's pink in real life. Out of the windows of the Drivers' Lounge here at ROWRAH, where we are bringing you all of the action.
Exclusively now. No one else brings you action from here.
No one at all. No one's allowed. It's too shouty.
Too shouty.
Yeah. Not like us, Nick.
No, we're just very relaxed.
Yes.
So, can't shout because it overloads the system.
You tend to shout.
I never shout.
You scream. I had tinnitus.
That's because that's only because it was too loud. We'll turn it down now. Anyway, car 10. Cart attack. Cart.
Yeah, we're on. We've had. You know what? We've already posted a lap time, but the tyres aren't up yet, so we're not. That's going to be insignificant, really, when we get to it. 46.900 is the target time from the first group, so that's what we expect these drivers to get close to. Now, Steve Gilly, we know how quick he is. Harrison Crook, we know how quick he is. Louis Large making his return to the NKC. So 48.842 is the first.
Got almost a second and a half to find, haven't they, just as they warm up.
Lewis Halliday there.
Who are we moving to now? Moving 4-1, okay, that's on the... Is that a Coles cart, is that? I don't know what the colours wrong again.
No, that's number 22 of Reese Llewellyn. Now, Reese, I think, is with...
Conveniently, he's now in the back of his oval
yes,
as well, so at least.
Yeah, now Reese has recently just moved to this team, hasn't he? And it's it's TH, isn't it?
You are the paddock expert. I'm the cameraman. Once I go out there, I stop being the other commentator and become the cameraman. Yeah. Okay. Up here, I'm the person I did control in no real way. In fairness, Paul's in control. I've got a question for you. It's about carts. You might know the answer.
All right.
We'll just flip on to someone else and I'll ask you the question. It's been interesting. I think I know the answer, but I was in my role as asking questions now and knows what you're talking about. This is now the 33. I think it's 33, yeah.
I thought you were asking me a question.
About to. No, I wanted to announce the new person on the screen for the viewers.
Oh, I see.
Lewis Halliday. Seat stays. Yeah. Requirement or tuning option?
Tuning option.
So what is it? Why would you want to have more or less?
It makes it stiffer. The more seat stays you have, the stiffer you are. The less these seat stays, your body weight will move around a lot more. And there you see on that number 33,
he's got two either side.
He's got two either side of Lewis Halliday.
He's got three.
Yeah, it depends. And stiffer the better, I've been told.
So why does everyone not have three then?
Different body weights, different carts.
That's my question.
Yeah. Was that your question or from
No, it's from me. I'm actually quite interested in this whole sport, and I don't know. My information is 30 years out of date, approximately. This is the 20, and that is Steve Gilly, who started off with the fastest lap, but now dropped down to about 6th. Joe's not got the times up, which is a slight issue.
Oh yes, you stand by caller. Stand by.
It kind of helps really in a time attack situation. So Harrison Crook is the fastest at the moment.
Keep talking, Nick. Keep talking.
I really thought you were going to do something there. We were going to actually. And
Yeah,
here
I'm trying
we
to
are.
find some information out.
What are you trying to find out? 47.1 is the fastest. Well, actually, 47 flat to fast.
47.095 from
yeah,
Harrison
so still
Crook.
10th off, about 1400s off. Steve Gilligan is 20 card. His fastest time is a paltry 47.6. Come on, Steve, 6/10ths off, mate.
Yeah. Louis Large, up to second.
Who's that we're looking now? It's the gold helmet of the 27. Yep, that's Lewis Crocker.
Now Lewis is currently on a 48.180 in 10th place, 10th quickest in the session. 47.095 is getting towards that 46.9, isn't it? Not far off now for Harrison Crook. That's the 27 still. Lewis Crocker just following him into McRae's, into the hairpin. All about carrying speed into and not too much speed that you spoil your exit. So it's all about the braking into Iredales and out of Iredales.
That was my memory in saying that, wasn't it?
That's the number 6. Now that's I was about to say that's the quickest kart on track. However, he's not. The TH Corsa driver has just been pipped by Louis Large, who's gone 47.009. So that's 86 thousandths quicker. So let's stick with Harrison here on the number 6. 6th in the 2023 championship for Harrison. He's on a Venator engine, I do know that. And he's with TH Corsa. Let's see how he goes across the line. He's a really tall lad, is Harrison. Not as quick as he could be there. 47.051. He's still 42 thousandths off Louis Large, who hasn't gone as quick that time by. So let's see if Harrison can find that little bit of time. He needs to find 42 thousandths, which is literally less than a blink of an eye.
Right behind him.
Is he really?
I'm just guessing from colour phone. Just got back one, Ash.
Yes, he is. There he is.
See? 182.
Yeah, well spotted.
I know. And I think he overtook someone last lap.
So this is the quickest car. Right, so last lap he overtook someone. That's why he didn't get the optimum lap. Lewis Halliday's gone quickest. 46.992.
No, still not fast
92 thousandths slower than the first session. He is Louis Large, though. Harrison Crook will keep an eye on as well. Crook goes quickest, 46.901. Louis Large goes quickest with a 46.790.
The fastest so
far. That's quickest of the 177 drivers so far. Louis back out of retirement with a vengeance. He hasn't lost it, has he?
Yeah, but how much is he breathing? How much is he puffing at this point?
Yeah, 15 minutes final
so
tomorrow.
This time I could do 3 laps.
He said to me when we picked him, we're going to talk to Louis in the paddock show, and he literally just come off track, and he said to me this morning, how red did I look on that interview?
I think between us we could do 10 minutes.
It's a warm day. Yeah, if we change drivers midway at the 7.5 minute mark, we'd be fine then. Yeah, as long as we had oxygen when we got out. Here he is then. Let's see if Louis can consolidate it, crossing the line. No, not quite. 70. Oh, 7. He was 3,000 slower than his quickest time.
He got too fast.
Yeah, let's see if we can pick up someone else. We leave
Louis
back
to
one
more,
it.
Mate.
And we leave Louis and Harrison Crook to battle it out. It's the Battle of the Northeast engine builders, actually, at the front of this field. Louis Large on one of Nigel Horner's and Harrison Crook 96. On Venator. As the 96
Alfie
continues,
Williams.
Alfie Williams
so
is...
engine builders.
Yeah.
You've got a minute and 50 seconds to tell me, here comes his engine from Rotax. What does the builder do?
Mate, they won't tell you.
What?
Have you heard of blueprinting?
Yes, I know what blueprinting is.
Where you match everything up.
Why is it not blueprinting from manufacturer?
Mass production, probably.
But with modern computerised milling techniques, what are you allowed to do? They've got seals, haven't they?
Look, I don't know how many times I've approached Nigel Horner and said, Nigel, can we have an interview? Just give it I don't want your secrets. I just want to know what goes into a Rotax Max engine. What makes a Rotax engine better than the next Rotax Max? And he's camera shy. I've said to Reese Hunter, we were at an NKC round at Forest Edge. We were there with my cameraman, not you, another one. Reese, give us an interview and tell us about Rotax engines. No, camera shy. Typical bloody engineers.
But is there not a list of things you're allowed to do?
Oh, yes, absolutely.
So what is that list?
I'm a commentator, right?
Are you not involved in the social media of an engine manufacturing firm?
No, you lunatic. No, look, posting a few things on Facebook doesn't make me understand what squish rates are or squish measurements are.
I know what squish is.
Yeah, well, tell the viewers what squish is.
The amount of compression you've got. It's not quite that.
But there's a regulation allowing how much squish.
Okay.
I don't know it. I don't.
42 is our next one. This is the car that's the answer to life, the universe, and everything. Number 42, Steve Thompson.
We're sending people to sleep as it is, Nick, without talking about squish rates.
We weren't. People thought they were going to get some actual information from you then about what you
tuning information.
No, all I want to know is what you're allowed to do. For example, are you allowed to adjust the ports? Are you allowed to
balance the crank?
See, I don't
you're not allowed to. You're not allowed to remove material from the induction side.
From the barrel.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, it's just getting the compression right, isn't it? And the it's all. I mean, the revving at something like 20,000 revs or 18,000 or something, aren't they? 16,000.
If you know what you're allowed to do,
let us know.
And you're prepared to talk in very general terms. We don't want to know
secrets.
Please come up to the commentary booth and tell us. Any engine manufacturer preparers currently in the paddock, come up and tell us what you're allowed to do.
Yeah,
because we're interested.
When we talk about Nigel Horner, when we talk about Wright engines and Venator engines, what are the variables that an engine tuner, where you get that package from ROWRAH, you hand it to the likes of HRS or Venator or anybody else or Rain or whoever, what are the variables that they can adjust to make an engine good? Right, well, it's the quickest engine out there at the moment is one of HRS's, and that's Louis Large, 46.790. He goes quickest of the bunch in the 177 class. Harrison Crook not far behind with Venator power. He's on the on a 46.901, just over a tenth slower than Louis actually. Lewis Halliday is third on a 46.968, and then we've got Reese Llewellyn. He'd be delighted with that, I'm pretty sure. Reese fourth in the proceedings. Cole Edwards in that yellow and pink coloured Howarth Racing liveried cart is fifth. Stephen Mottram. Steve, happy with that? You've got to be, mate. A 47.310 sixth in that, and ahead of people like Steve Gillian seventh, Steve Thompson in eighth, Alfie Williams ninth, Billy Falconer 10th, Lewis Crocker 11th, Alfie Anderson 12th, and then rounding off 13 carts for that time attack is Martin Burnett. So that concludes the 177s. We've got the senior Rotax out next. This is exactly the same carts as what we've just seen. However, a minimum weight of 162 kilograms.
It's pulling a lot less. 3 stone less, basically.
So we should see quicker times than a 46.9. Mm-hmm. We had a 46.4 from the junior class. And we will, I would imagine, see things dropping from 46. I think we could probably see a 46.2 here.
Oh, 46 flat, there we go.
You reckon?
Well,
we've got the current O-plate holder in the 162 class, Kieran Gifford. Charlie Walsh is here with his ST Racing liveried cart, sixth in the championship last year, carrying number 6. The return of Andy Powell. We saw Andy at the World Road Car Club Autumn Cup, didn't we? He won the Autumn Cup last November. Andrew, who works for Hunter Motorsport, out in the driving seat this weekend as well. Joseph Rippin is out there. Marcus King with LRG. Marcus really finding his feet this year and back for the rest of this NKC season with his dad Alan. Mason Perrin, you can never discount Mason Perrin, junior champion last year, up at the seniors for this year. He's on the number 76. And then we've got Keir Hobson, Archie Carter's out there, Ollie Rowley, Joshua Priest, Adam Catling, the number 11, Levi Earl, Ollie Varney. Remember Ollie Varney? Sponsor of Emily Cooper. Known, renowned sponsor of Emily Cooper.
Yeah, he even cut the interview up, didn't he, for his own Facebook, his own Instagram.
Yeah, so the number 2, the vice champion from 2023, Miles Barthorpe, can't discount him as well, and Chris Whiteside, 15 carts out at the moment, at that blue and yellow cart that we've just seen go through there. That's Charlie Walsh. He's here on home ground. This is his home track as Charlie, so we expect a lot from Charlie. No pressure from the number 6. Oh, there's the 777 there of Adam Catling, locking up the rear going into the Stewart S's, which is basically a hairpin followed by a chicane.
So we find the Tony cart, the 72 of Chris Whiteside.
So 2 laps completed, and Charlie Walsh has put the quickest lap in, but that's nowhere near what we're going to see. A 47.826 for Charlie. Meanwhile, the 72 there is Chris Whiteside. Up and through the chicane there at ROWRAH. And on towards the McRae hairpin. And we'll see where the number 72 is at the moment. He's 7th, is Chris.
Building up in the middle.
Yeah, absolutely.
Who's next round? Airedales, and it's the 149.
Ollie Rowley.
Ollie Rowley in a kind of a can't look really weird colour at the front. It's black. It's kind of a black and orange version of the Lando Norris colour, isn't it?
Yes, it is. It absolutely is. It's kind of got a similar.
You know what it is? The Lando Norris. Now that the McLarens are orange and black, have obviously decided to do a little kind of a different sticker kit. Sure, it's got a LN in the middle. That could be wrong, but it looks so similar.
So an orange and black LN livery is that?
I'm guessing. I'm really guessing.
I'm going to have a look next time by. It's just going underneath us at the.
I'm sure it's got the LN in the centre there.
We'll check it out next time by. Keep an eye on this time for the number 149, Ollie Rowley. He's on a novice plate. He's down as a novice there.
It's not LN. It's something else. It looked like it, but it wasn't.
Yeah, very similar, Nick.
Taking the inspiration from.
There's the number 76 of Mason Perrin. Now, Mason is our current junior champion here in the NKC. First year in seniors, and finding his feet in the 162 class as we would have expected very readily. Just coming out to Sunny now, down towards the paddock turn. Through the right-hand. It's a sweeping right-hand hairpin, faster than it looks. Still got to brake hard for it. He's got a bit of traffic ahead of him, but he goes quickest there, 46.651. And beats the 177 class as we would have expected. So Mason Perrin quickest. Charlie Walsh at 46.857, 2/10 off that time. So Mason Perrin there, just when we picked them up, Nick, was absolutely on a charge there.
And I think this class decided you don't want to tow, and then they'd like to put in space by the looks of it, and they're not trying to tow themselves around. Perrin going quite a bit quicker than the carts around him, which means this lap's already not really a fast one to overtake someone.
Very aggressive there, where he applied the steering and the brakes at the same time. Just flicked the cart, got the cart to rotate into the corner.
I think he's now going in the 72, so he's going to stop his next lap as well. Not stop it, but reduce the speed in this next one. We've got 5 minutes to go. Let's drop ahead couple.
Oh, he's gone quicker though, 46.410. However, Miles Barthorpe, the number 24. Miles Barthorpe goes quickest, 46.398. 12 thousandths of a second in it. So it's the number 24 that is currently the fastest.
That is a Lando Norris car. The 83.
Yes. That's Keir Hobson, currently 15th. Keir on the Lando Norris that Nick has found.
Finally, yes. I just feel people haven't got any Fernando Alonso's, isn't it? Because we've got Carlos Sainz and
we had an Alonso. The Alonso was before the Lando Norris.
Oh, was it? Yeah. What about no Charles Leclerc?
I've never seen a Leclerc. No. They did make an appearance, but since we've been covering karting on Karting Live TV, we've not seen a Leclerc. That is an OTK chassis as well, isn't it? Yeah. Out of the chicane then. Keir Hobson into the McRae hairpin. Off and on down to Ideals. This is the left-hand one. Again, just slight applications on the steering.
Through that lovely cornfield of the corner there. There's two of them in a row. Now,
Barthorpe has gone quicker still, 47.182. And up into second has gone Levi Earl. The 46.378. Charlie Walsh third.
So it's Joseph Rippon leading. It's Miles Barthorpe who's behind him. So Rippon who's down in fifth, or Rippon, sorry. And then Barthorpe is currently fast. I think Barthorpe actually has already decided to drop off a little bit this time.
Is that Barthorpe?
Barthorpe's in the green and white now. Okay. The 24 kart. But I think he just was getting too close to Rippon. He's just dropped a little bit off him.
Right, let's see what his lap time is. So he's quickest at the moment with a 46.182. That was slightly slower, 46.805 for that number 24.
Yeah, I think he's decided that Rippon's a good target.
Oh, Mason Perrin up to second, 46.270, and then behind him Ollie Varney, sponsor of Emily Cooper, up into third.
He no longer exists on his own, does he?
No, never again.
Bit of a radiator flappage adjustment by the 24 of Barthorpe, again, he's getting a little bit close. He's obviously quite a bit. He gained a few kart lengths in this heat on Rippon.
He backed off, didn't he?
Yeah.
Backed off to give himself a bit of space, and then maybe he's going to pick up. He's picked up a bit of torque, and now he's pulling that gap back. And let's see if he can go quicker. Then he's got a 46.182 to beat. Will he go purple? 46.087. The answer is very much yes for the number 24.
Good driving, good thinking.
46.087.
I think Rippon, the guy who's towing him, is doing pretty well, isn't he? He's in 46.2. So if you've got someone, if you can get yourself towed, this is the kind of concept that Mark Marquez uses in motorcycle qualifying. Is he'll find someone who's one of the really good guys, and he'll start 3/4 second behind them, and just get a tow, and the quarter second he gains from the tow jumps him like 9 places up. It's so tight, and they hate it. They all hate it. To the point where when he's following, they'll pull over and try and get put on the warm up. It's like it's really. He doesn't need to. He can one of the most naturally talented racer currently racing. He has, of course, injured himself to high heaven. But
here's Miles coming in again. Will he go purple again? Not quite. He matches it.
The same.
46.067, but he's right on the bumper there, isn't he? Of the 22.
So he needs to lead this lap.
I mean, Joseph Rippon currently third with a 46.276.
See, but the problem is, of course, there isn't pit to kart radio, because his manager would say, or his team manager would say, okay, just drop back about half a second, and Rippon's going well, so if you gain those time on him, you'll get,
He doesn't need anyone to tell him that, because
let's nip back, Ash, because let's see if we can see some other people. Just knock back one, mate. And let's have a look at some other. Let's have a chance to give some time to the people that normally get on the cameras.
Right, who's that? That's Levi Earl. So Earl, he's currently 6th. His fastest time of 46.334. He's going to be looking at going quicker into the chicane. Turns left, then turns right, using all the curb on the exit. It's the only way to get a time here at ROWRAH.
I wonder that super wide is better than half a car's over the line.
Yeah, they really come into that one.
You are doing
a late apex.
You're doing a lot more metres, but I suppose you're doing a bit quicker. I suppose it's really whether you can gain more on the exit and up the straight towards Iredales or not. But for me, it doesn't seem like the best move ever, but I'm not casting.
Let's see what Levi can do here. We followed him through St John's. The left-hander at Sunny, nice and clean. All of the curb and more on towards Paddock. This is where it can all go wrong if you're not careful. Yes, nice line there. Not using all of the track there. And Levi,
personal best?
No, 46.5. He's 2/10 off his personal best.
Let's get one more kart for the last lap, Ash. Let's drop back one more.
Now then, who have we got? This is
large.
Marcus King.
LRG, isn't it? Am I right?
Yeah, Marcus King, the number 26, who's in for the rest of the NKC season. It's good to see Marcus back. He's with the LRG team. He's been spanned and ran by his dad, of course, Alan, and really looking forward to getting back to the NKC on these Maxxis tyres and running with us at the last 3 rounds of the championship. But here, they're from the northeast, so the northwest isn't too far away. Let's see what Marcus can do. He's currently 8th. Let's see if he can improve. He's got to get better than a 46.423, and he doesn't. It's a 46.522 for Marcus King, so he stops in 8th as the checkered flag is flown. We're just waiting for Mason Perrin, who's currently in 2nd place. He's just under 2/10 of a second slower than Barthorpe. So we'll wait for Mason Perrin to come through and take the checkered flag, and I think he's already gone in, Nick. Yeah,
just quit the last lap.
Yeah, he has. So Miles Barthorpe is quickest to 46.059.
So he did 3 laps in 4,000 a second of each other. He did 2.063.
Yeah,
so
he did.
Quite consistent.
Just a little bit, yeah. That's massive speed there. Mason Perrin, the current junior champion, is 2nd on a 46.218. That came right there on his last lap. Joseph Rippon 3rd, 46.264 for him. The current all-plate winner, the current all-plate holder. That's the term I was looking for. Holder. He's 4th. 46.275 for Kieran. Charlie Walsh here on his home track playing at home. The number 6 is in 5th. Ollie Varney, the number 2, is 6th. Levi Earl, we saw Levi out there. He's 7th. Marcus King 8th. Andy Powell making a comeback in the driving seat. 9th. He'd be happy with that. 46.423. Then we had the rest of the field there. Into our second batch of senior Rotax, which will conclude our time attack sessions for this all-plate event. Out at the moment is ROWRAH specialist James Wood. He's out there with Alexander Kull, Al Query, Henry Swanson. Return of Andy Ambrose. Return of all these LRG drivers, isn't it? Andy back at the NKC. Great to see, yeah. Ben Harper's out there. Scott Lowther is out there. Now, Scott goes very well here as well. He's a local specialist as well. John Hobbs, George Townsend, Nathan Jensen, another HRS driver out there. Martin Bramwell, Josh Stella Carter, John Daniels, Rachel Robertson out on the number 56, and Sam Elliott. So 15 carts out, and I think we've picked up Andy Ambrose, have we?
55?
Yeah, the number 55 is Andy Ambrose. So Andy here as another LRG ran driver, and he fell out of the NKC, didn't he, last year, and he's back for the remaining 3 northern rounds.
Starting way up north at Wilton Mill.
We start way up north in Wilton Mill, at Wilton Mill, the end of September. We then go to Wardenlaw, crossing the northeast, just north of Hull, if you believe, Nick.
Yes,
it's actually just on the outskirts of Sunderland. That's for the middle of November, and then we are at Three Sisters. That's not. What am I talking about? That's October for Wardenlaw, isn't it?
Yeah. No, you're the wrong way around. It's Three Sisters then Wardenlaw.
Yes, I have got that wrong way. You know what? I've got my series mixed up, Nick. That's what I've done. Yeah, hang on. Here we go. Yeah, Wilton Mill, Three Sisters for... So Wilton Mill's in August.
Is it?
Let's start again. Let's come in again.
You're coming again.
Wilton Mill is in August, 16th to the 18th of August.
Yep.
Then we're at Three Sisters to the 20th, 22nd of September.
Yep.
And then Wardenlaw is the 11th to the 13th of October.
That's right. Well done. Excellent work. Anyway, the number 14 cart of Alexander Cull, he's just gone past the 55 Andy Ambrose. He's still at the fastest time, but he is running pretty fast at the moment. What's his lap time? 47.8. So, yeah, in the first few laps, with 3/4 second off where they should be.
Yeah, tyres. Just waiting for the tyres to come up. Slick Racing tyres take about 2 or 3 laps, probably on the 3rd lap, where they're beginning to optimise. You've got enough heat into them. Their pressures are where they are going to be for the remainder of the session, and this is where, if you've got the tyre pressure right, if you've got the tyre pressure wrong, you're going to have to live with it. It's not going to be handling as balanced as you would perhaps like. Nathan Jensen, fastest lap time there, and there's James Wood just pipping it. 46.981 for James.
Yeah, second
number 12.
The second those 2 carts, that's who you've been looking at, the 67, that's George Townsend. And he's currently running in 4th. He's also a little bit chucked up behind Andy Ambrose. He needs to get past. He's pointing at something.
Yeah, needing to get past Andy if he's going to continue. George currently 4th on a 46.983. Alexander Kull to the top of the timing screen to 46.706. This is a very, very competitive session with Rachel Robertson. Rachel up into second there before Nathan Jensen just pips her. So, and James Wood just coming underneath us on the number 12. Let's see if we can pick up Rachel Robertson on the 56. I have no idea where she is, Ash, so I'm sorry, Nick. I can't find it. Let's see who we've got. We've got the number 62 still. That is Ben Harper. Ben through Sonny. Ben is currently 8th with a 47.395. James Wood still remains quickest. He's at the tail of the field, I think, coming round as we continue to follow Ben on towards the left-hander at McRae's. Into and out of
Bright
McRae's.
Blue is next on this exciting list of victims.
Yeah, who we've got there? We've got the number 56, and that is Rachel Robertson. That's who we were looking for. So Rachel was second a moment ago. She's now 4th. Things beginning to settle down. Still over 5 minutes of this time session remaining. Remember, this is all about points and how you finish. It's where you're finishing and what order you finish.
Yep.
You'll get points going forward for the superheats tomorrow, forming the grid. Along with your time attack session, you've got your 3 heats, which are coming up this afternoon and tomorrow morning. That will form the grid for the superheats. That's the lovely panoramic shot of the paddock area and the start finish here, curving from that paddock turn. That's the driver's lounge, that grey building just to the right of the picture there. That's where we are live and broadcasting.
Live and exclusively live and exclusive from the driver's lounge at ROWRAH. It's Karting Live TV, and then you're looking at the Tony card, number 69 of
Afro-American
John Hobbs.
Afro-American view.
Hey, hello there, everybody. Like to just talk about that now. Right now, it's time for our exciting moments of racing time.
Are you finished? No. 46.199, the number 14 of Alexander Cull. He's the quickest, just depaused James Wood from that top step, who's gone quicker. 46.225 for him. That's James, but Alexander Cull, the driver to beat at the moment, 26 thousandths of a second quicker than anyone else. Nathan Jensen is third, and as I say that, James Wood back to the number 12, just gone into the chicane and out of the chicane. The number 12 will be coming underneath Ash any moment. That's the 69. I'm just trying to find the 69. That's John Hobbs.
And then we've got the 30 leading this. The 30 leading the, I think that's the 66. The 66 going past.
That's Martin Bramwell.
And then the 66 is Scott Lowther. And that's all
now that's James Wood, the
third one, yeah.
James is the third car there, the bright yellow and orange helmet there. Now this is not, it's not going to be a fast lap here. He's going to have to clear these. Now James is at his local track here. He's from Workington, which is where we're staying, Nick. We're in a little town.
Yeah, we're in the only restaurant in Workington, apparently, isn't we?
Yeah, absolutely. Here he comes then. James, obviously 46.889 there. Alexander Cull goes quicker, 46.083, narrows the gap to 76 thousandths, and James will clear the traffic. Let's see if James can put that fastest time out of sight from anyone. And James had a great dunk swell, didn't he, for round 3 of the NKC. I was educated to the fact that he hadn't been out for rounds 1 and 2, and I thought he had, but apparently not, I'm told. Here he comes then out of Sunny, and he tends to go really well at his home track if luck stays his way. Here we go then, across the line. He's still quickest. Let's see if he's gone quicker still. Not quite, look at that. 46.077. His quickest time is 7 hundredths quicker than that, just 7 hundredths there. So this has got to be the one. With 2 minutes remaining, plenty of time for James, and they're just minimal input on the steering, isn't it?
Not scrubbing speed off with too much steering angle.
And not scrubbing too much speed off on the brakes. That's a lovely balanced sort of entry to the stewardesses.
It's not necessarily where you'd race it, because you'd be leaving the corners too open for being dived up the inside, because the fastest way round is not always the way round that is the most defensive. Through Sunny, and then one long run through Paddock Bend, and let's see what happens on the straight now. 1:30 to go. As you can see, comes under. He'll see that.
No, not there. 46.187. Almost 2/10 slower. So maybe his powder has gotten a little damp. Let's see who's next on the list. Then Ash just drop back off James. We'll leave him to try and find that bit of pace. At the moment, he's quickest though. That number 12.
Straight into frame. Is it off? It's a 66 again. We didn't see much of. That's Scott Lowther.
Now Scott knows his way around this place. However, he's not quite got
back with 30 again
to grips here. Scott Lowther currently 13th.
Martin Bramwell is a 30. Who's at the tail of the field at the moment.
So we're inside the final minute of time attack. I kind of like this idea, Nick. It's a completely different way, as you described there, going into the stewardesses. The optimum line, the quickest line, is not necessarily the racing line when you're out there wheel to wheel.
Worrying about people.
If you do try the optimum line, then you're going to be caught out, because you're going to leave the door wide open, and we're going to see that when we get into the heats and the superheat phases of this event. Let's
go back one more, Ash, just for the last 30 seconds to get one more of our runners and riders, a bit of televisual time, or live stream time, the gap obviously. And here there we are, 14. Alexander Cull.
And he's second. Alexander has been first in this session, but here we go. Alexander, can he find a bit of time? 46.296. I think the tyres have probably given their best right now. We'll see what sort of time Alexander can put in here as we The checkered flag has already flown for James Wood. Here's Alexander's last attempt at it. 46.245, no, 2/10 off. So the tyres have dropped off 2/10 slower than their optimum. So that's left James Wood with a 46.007.
Louis fast, wasn't he? By
46.007
No, it wasn't Louis.
is the quickest time of the 162s. So James will take full honours, mate. Yeah, he's 500ths quicker. You were getting your classes mixed up.
It happens. Yeah. But that's the end of our time tax, isn't it?
Yeah, James Wood then takes full honours there. 46.083 for Alexander Kull in second. Then we've got Nathan Jensen. Great run from Nathan at 46.425. He is third in time attack. Rachel Robertson, excellent effort from Rachel on the number 56. A 46.451 coming right there at the very end of that session on our 13th lap. Brilliant from her. Andy Ambrose, welcome back to the NKC, Andy. He's fifth on a 46.514. And then in sixth place, John Hobbs. Seventh was George Townsend. Henry Swanson was eighth. John Daniels was ninth. 10th was Ben Harper. Josh Delacarter, 11th. Sam Elliott was 12th. Scott Lowther, 13th. And Martin Bramwell rounded off the 14 carts that took part in that time attack session. So we leave the timekeepers and the officials to work out who is where and who gets what points. We'll be able to have a look at that when we look at the points allocation when they're made official. Because we, as we call it, they are all provisional results until the officials say so. So, Nick, we get straight on with it, and we are now inside of our first of our heats.
Our first of our heat, yes. And
it's Junior Rotax.
And I'm doing a job change. So
yeah,
I'm not the commentator or the cameraman.
So I won't be. So what are you exactly?
I'm the producer.
And the commentator?
No.
All right.
I'll be the filler. I'll come in and help in between heats.
Okay, all right. That's probably better. So in this way, Nick, you won't be talking over me. Everyone at home will be delighted.
It's our job. You can talk over me.
I will be talking over you.
Yeah, it's true, actually.
I will be talking. But yeah, so everybody, the good news is I won't be talked over when I'm trying to do the grid rundown.
Oh, it's like you're trying to pretend, I'm some professional.
Would you like to put that out of sight?
Yes, it's a good idea.
Yeah. So let's have a look at the grid then for our first heat. Remember.
So you look at the grid, are you?
Sorry?
You look at the grid, are you?
You see you're doing it again.
Deliberately.
Yeah, I know. So just to give you an idea of the format.
Sorry, just the grid.
Of what all right, just fade me down, Nick, and I'm going to pop outside. You fill now.
No.
Right, for the start, and I'm just going to pop
what
into the pits. Yeah, okay. Do you want to play this game?
It's not a game. It's a profession.
Right. So, we've got 3 heats for every competitor, and it's mixed grids. What do we mean by that? If you're new to the NKC, here on Karting Live TV, we mean that you will get one of your heats at the front of the field, one of the heats in the middle, and one of the heats near the back. And you accrue points. That points tally goes forward to form the grid for the super heats coming up. So it's the points that you've got from your time attack run and the points that you'll accrue from your 3 heats that will form the grid. The grid, which is a mixed grid for the first of our Junior Rotax heats, has got Isaac Thorman on the pole position with Sam Mott alongside. Row 2 is Frank Ward and Harvey Wilson. We've got Jay Leverton and Cheesy Green on row 3. Then Ben Adrian and Jamie Kirkbride on row 4. Row 5 is Harvey Williams and Kathy Kumeta. Alfie McBain and Dylan Morton are on row 6. And then we've got Jensen Hookie and Tom Holden. Drew Preissner and Zauri Veserek. Freddie Lloyd and Taylor Dixon. Lucas Howell and Michael Ambler start on row 10. Row 11 is Samuel Aston and Sonny Morgan. Alex Timmons and Luke Sawyers are on row 12. Row 13 is Sebastian Benson and Elliot Surtees. And rounding off a 27-cart field is the novice Jacob Aston, making his... have we seen Jacob before, Nick? I'm not sure. We are making our way around then for our first race start of the weekend. Here we are then at the ROWRAH, the track that we've been racing on here since the 60s. And it's become a bit of a need to go to place on the calendar of any race series. And the NKC here for their all plate in 2024. Bringing you all the action live from the driver's lounge just above the start-finish straight. And our pole position driver, Isaac Thorman and Sam Mott, bringing the field round. We'll see if our starter likes what he sees I think he does. Oh, we've got carts all over the grass going into the first sequence. We've got carts off on the outside of the chicane, and I think that's one of our front row runners. In fact, Rick, have we got rain? I think we've got rain. That would explain why we've got carts going very slowly indeed, and we've got, I can't see any rain on the, we've got rain, yeah, that's what happened there. The rain that was due has arrived. We've got rain specks at the chicane camera, and we've got carnage out there on the track with drivers who are on slick tyres, probably finding more grip on the grass there. But every time we go into a braking area, it's going to be a voyage of discovery. It's going to be tippy-toeing, and you can see, just look at the drivers absolutely scrambling for grip. What little grip is out there, they're going to try and find. What happens in the wet on slick tyres is it's not just about aquaplaning, they're cooling the tyres off. And the rain is coming down, and it's going to be a bit of a gamble and a bit of a lottery here this weekend. Or certainly for the first heat. Absolute trickery going on out there. These drivers getting through. Sam Mott from the front row has gone through in the lead from Zauri Visarek. Dylan Morton, Ben Adrian. Still they slip and slide through the chicane there. Cheesy Green in fifth, Harvey Wilson, Taylor Dixon, Jill Everton, Frank Ward, Tom Holden, Elliot Surtees. Elliot Surtees started in 26th, and he's come through all of that kerfuffle, and he's through in 11th on lap one. Elliot, remember, on that brand new Carlos Sainz chassis after that shunt in practice. Now then, I think stop really, because it looks like, no, they're still slipping and sliding through the stewardesses, aren't they? Out of the stewardesses, and that is Jill Everton. Is it Jill Everton? I can't really see the number. That's the 32. That's Kazari Visarek. So the 32. Tyre marks on those side numbers make my job pretty tricky indeed. And we can see there that the wettish line, Sam Mott's ahead of Visarek, as we've got two wide, Dylan Morton and Charles Green. Charles Green with that green trim on his nose cone. Rest of the field making their way. We've got a cart off just underneath us across the start finish, and Cheesy Green up and into third place ahead of Dylan Morton into Iredale's, and there Morton taking the outside line there and finding the traction and absolutely shooting past Cheesy Green. They're side by side into the stewardesses, and Cheesy finding the grip, has he? A little bit of a difference of opinion of where the grip was there through there, but Green has found the grip to accelerate out, and he's already into St John's, the right-hander. Now he turns left through Sunny, and then on towards the paddock turn. Round the outside of the corner, that's where the grip is. There's been a lot of rubber put down, and this has been an absolute treacherous start to the racing here. Incredible how the weather seemed to wait for the time attack sessions to finish before it came down right on the start of this Junior Rotax heat number one. So Green is in third. Just ahead of him is Zauri Visarek. Sam Mott, though, is the leader, and it was Sam Mott who found his way through all of that carnage and found the grip. Let's just drop back towards Dylan Morton, who is a lonely fourth place behind Charles. And then behind them, Ben Adrian, Taylor Dixon, Jill Everton, Frank Ward, Jamie Kirkbride, Michael Ambler in 10th, just outside the top 10. We've got Lucas Howell, Elliot Surtees and Sonny Morgan in 13th. Just ahead of Cheesy Green, we've got the battle for first beginning to heat up, though, as they come underneath us. The 38 of Sam Mott, that's the battle there into the chicane. And Mott has now got Visarek right on his bumper almost. They concertina towards one another. Cheesy Green's coming as well. We know how quick Charles can be in the wet, and it's a bit of an undercut there. Switchback for Visarek there as Charles Green sent it down the inside, didn't have any grip to hang on to it, and he knew he was going to slide vet. Visarek just pointed the cart out of the corner, and it remains the same with Mott, Visarek and Green. First, second and third. There's the 32 into the lead as Sam Mott just slid so wide at the stewardesses there. ended up onto the bark runoff. That sort of catches the carts, and that's now given us a new lead over with Viserek going through into the lead. It's still tippy-toeing as the rain comes down even heavier now. So the rain absolutely dousing the track. And there is Mott, who turned in, and look at that, the understeer just taking them all the way around the outside and off the track. Whether he's regained that position. And there's a change for the lead as we come back to the live action. Charles Green. We saw how Charles reacts to changeable track conditions at the second round of the NKC at Forest Edge, I should say. And we know there, just balancing the throttle, he's managed to pull a huge gap by finding some traction somewhere all the way around the outside. The wet line is the line of choice through Iredale's hairpin. Onto the back straight then. Viserek now in that 32, now in second. The 193 is Dylan Morton. Closes onto the back of the second place car. Charles Green away into the lead, heading down towards the right-hander at St John's, and the rain continues to fall. The track is getting ever wetter. Out has gone McBain. I see McBain. Elliot Surtees dropping to 23rd. And we've lost McBain as well. So who is that standing down there? I think that might be Surtees, who we've lost. Meanwhile, at the front of the field, down the outside into McRae's has gone Dylan Morton, and into second place. But it's a drag race out of the McRae hairpin towards Iredale's, and he's made it stick as Dylan Morton. He's just knocked Viserek down to third place now. And the question is, can Dylan Morton now catch Charles Green, who's pulled out a gap of 1.6 seconds? There's Charles just trying to hook up that rear, that inside curbing there, just to stop the kart sliding. He's managed to get it round, and Morton off and leaving Viserek a little bit behind in his wake. Viserek again hooking up. The kart's just absolutely slithering all over. Into slow motion we go with 2.5 minutes remaining. Scrabbling for grip there, turning the steering, and the car just understeering straight ahead. Now we accelerate. The slick tyres not suited whatsoever to this wet track condition now. Into and out of the ROWRAH chicane and on towards the McRae hairpin. This is the battle for second, and battles going on all the way down the order as Charles Green finds himself off the edge of the track at McRae's, and that's allowed Dylan Morton through. So that's how treacherous it is. In the blink of an eye, Charles Green, who was leading this comfortably, has now found himself in third place because he completely missed his braking, I would think. And here he comes down the inside of Viserek and into the Stewart complex now, through the hairpin and then through the left chicane. So Green down to third, now back up to second. That's Taylor Dixon coming as well. Taylor, we're talking to his dad, he's 11 kilograms overweight, purely because he's getting too tall for the junior class. We may see Taylor moving up into the senior 162 class for the 3 rounds of the Northern Championship, the 3 remaining rounds of the NKC overall. But Taylor Dixon is coming because that added 11 kilograms is going to benefit him in these damp and slippery conditions. You can see how heavy the rainfall is at our chicane camera. And here comes Dixon into the McRae's hairpin. This is where Cheesy Green fell foul of. They all accelerate on different lines coming out of there. We're inside the final minute then of this first heat. I'm pretty sure in the collecting area, everyone for our second race this afternoon, it'll be the 177s. They'll be going on to wet tyres, no question about that. That's the tyre that is required right now out there on the track. Viserek right onto the rear bumper. Taylor Dixon still coming. This battle for second there. Cheesy Green with the green trim on the nose cone is trying to close down on Dylan Morton on the red and white cart there. The blue and yellow cart there is Kazari Viserek, and then Taylor Dixon coming very, very quickly on him. In fact, he's got him. Dixon through into third. So, as I was saying, that extra 11 kilograms in these conditions will be a benefit. That extra weight will just add a little bit of bite to that slick tyre, the heavier kart being able to grip the track a little bit better. And Weather Dixon now, we're on the penultimate lap, 2 more laps to go. And the question is, as Charles Green and Taylor Dixon choose the outside line, Viserek choosing the inside line. Taylor Dixon is coming though, there's no question. Taylor Dixon, he's with the DSJW team. DJSW is the words of the 4 guys who were involved. James Wood, one of them. Here they come then, and Cheesy gets a little bit of an edge coming out the stewardess. He's got a cushion and he's caught Dylan Morton for the lead. Cheesy Green down the inside at Sonny. Morton comes back at him. We've got a 3-card battle going towards paddock turn now. Treacherous conditions for Morton as he turns in. Cheesy Green slides wide and Taylor Dixon takes that second place, but it's an acceleration. It's a drag race across the line and Taylor Dixon in second place into the final lap. So the last lap board will fly. Into the lead then, or staying in the lead I should say, is Dylan Morton as they already on towards the McRae hairpin. Taylor Dixon pulling away from what looks like Green and Viserek. So these 4 now racing to the checkered flag. They've got about a half a lap remaining. There's the leader, Dylan Morton, Taylor Dixon, Charles Green, Zauri Viserek. All spacing out, but those spaces can disappear in the blink of an eye. In one braking area, they can all disappear. And Taylor Dixon scrabbling for grip coming out the stewardess as Dylan Morton. I think, I'm down to say it because it can all disappear very, very quickly. Into the left-hander now at Sonny. And slithering and sliding, trying to find the traction. He's got one more corner to negotiate. Taylor Dixon's coming at him. He chooses the inside line to defend that as they claw across the line then. Slipping and sliding as they do, spinning up that rear axle. It'll be Dylan Morton who will take heat 1. Taylor Dixon, a fine run through the field. He takes second place. Charles Green hangs on to third. Kazauri Viserek stays fourth. Ben Adrian at Wazoo finished 5th. Lucas Howell is dropping down the order, I think. Yeah, it's Sam Mott who's coming through in 6th. Lucas Howell 7th. Luke Sawyers in 8th, Michael Ambler 9th, 10th was Jamie Kirkbride, and then we had Tom Holden, Jay Leverton, Sebastian Benson, Harvey Wilson, Frank Ward, Alex Timmons 16th, Drew Preissner 17th, Jacob Aston, the novice, finishing in 18th, Sonny Morgan, a troubled run to 19th, and then we're just waiting for the rest of our finishers. Jensen Hookie, Samuel Aston, Freddie Lloyd will be next up. We did indeed lose Elliot Surtees. We lost Karthik Kumeta and we lost Isaac Thorman. We also lost the number 7, Alfie McBain, who I'm not sure should have been actually out in that session, because I didn't have Alfie on this grid. Oh, there he is. Yeah, he should have started 11th. Alfie McBain there, not coming through at all on that first lap.
Just have water.
I mean,
that's all you need to do.
The timing of that, Nick, was just ridiculous, quite frankly.
we got 3 corners in.
We finished the time attack, and then we came for the first, and it didn't even rain on the green flag lap. It rained into turn 1.
Yeah, and it's very, very light. But it's made the track
enough to damp and wet the track.
Number 7 kart there's obviously had a bit of an accident.
Yeah, that's Alfie McBain who we were just talking about.
It's like he's broken his steering arm, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Oh, he did more than that, but the steering wheel's not in the right place, is it?
Well, he didn't actually come across the start.
Oh, there was an incident at the start line. There was a start. He his wrist as well,
I think it was caused by the rain coming. Now, Alfie's here with Hunter Motorsport, and that's his dad just coming to collect the car. Alfie's holding his arm.
Yeah. It's not good.
I hope he's not too badly beat up.
Well, looking at...
Is that mine?
Let's see. We're looking at the... No, that's not you. That's the left and right. You're here. Man eating chits but can't turn off his own microphone. Yeah, that's unfortunate. I did see that there was a kind of a huge amount. There was so much action and kerfuffle as the rain came down. I didn't actually play out 2 replays I had because there was too much going on. And one of the replays was at the start. They what happened was they came round, Joe, they put the power down, and some of them got power and some of them didn't, because at that point we already had that first sprinkling. And that meant that suddenly there was a huge concertina. Because you said, oh, he's giving it the green. I think, why is he giving it the green? My reason really was because at yard 1 it was fine. 2 yards later it was a nightmare.
Yeah, it was as instant as that, wasn't it? It was like it was like a blanket of rain. It was dry, step a metre forward, and it's wet.
Yeah, I'm trying to. It's balance. Do you know what? That's ROWRAH for you, isn't it? Really?
Yeah.
That's Cumbria.
Yeah. That's the Lake District, isn't it? Yeah.
But adds a bit of action for you.
Paul's adequately dressed again.
Yes. He's also having a bit of an argument with the camera at the moment. So if you saw some of the camera being a bit jerky, that's not Paul. For some reason, the camera's having a bit of a bad moment at the moment. But this is half the fun. We'll have it all sorted out pretty soon. But yeah. So you get an action pack first. It's a 4 heats. We've got 3 more heats to go, haven't we?
Yes, we have. Yeah, we've got. So that is the first heat, which is Junior ROWRAH. The second heat we've got this afternoon is for the 177s. I tell you what, Nick, they'll be on wets now, won't they?
Well, yes, but if it stops raining, I don't think it even lasts. Yeah. It wouldn't even last 10 minutes.
Stays a little bit greasy here.
Is it?
Yeah.
Is that your experience when you first to a race meeting here?
Oh, that was a long time ago, mate.
On a completely different layout.
On a different layout, yeah. We didn't have those hairpins. It was a very short track.
Do you know when they put the hairpins in?
I'm not sure. It was when I'd stopped karting, that's for sure. I've never actually raced on this layout.
Well, so terrible.
It's all about the hairpins, Nick. It's all about getting in. It's all about the bottom end on your motor. It's punching you out of those tight hairpins. The park and turn. Let's have a look at the grid for the 177s coming up, shall we? Again, mixed grids. It's got nothing to do with the time attack sessions, and we've got something happening in the.
Oh. There's a hurried something going on.
Yeah, we've dashed off for trolleys.
Have they been given a chance? They've been given the chance to change.
They've had that whole race to change.
But one of them's taking off a helmet.
We've had the whole of the junior
What's going on?
Race, 10 minutes and 1 lap to change onto wets, and now we decide to change onto dries.
I don't know what's going on. They've all been given like an extra 5 minutes or something.
I'm glad. All I'm thinking is I'm glad Ash locked off in that, because I saw that from our camera. That is a hive of activity going on there.
I love the fact that there's women and children and men and people in wheelchairs all whizzing about like.
Well, drivers have taken helmets off.
I know.
Hello, Mandy. I'm good.
That's really good.
I'm talking to the world at the moment.
It's great. It's great on the TV. Hello, Mandy.
Who can't hear you say how are you? Why isn't he here? Why is Seb not here? There, yeah. Why is he standing there and not out there? Tell me later. Tell me after this.
That's Seb Corking, by the way.
Sebastian Corking.
For all those of you going to, yes, these private conversations which come out so well on air, Joe.
Yeah, I saw Seb Corking in the entry list, and I was thinking, yes, he's back. He's not though.
Perhaps he knew it was going to rain.
Standing in the driver's lounge.
Man who took his helmet off is now back in again.
So they're
going back on the trolleys again.
There.
The cart's going back
drivers
on the trolleys.
Drivers have got their helmets off.
And was no panic.
So, right, I must say to our viewers who are listening, we have no communication with the officials.
Or no idea what's going on.
We are not told what's going on. We have to decipher what's going on by what we can see.
By power of mime.
And I have no idea, because we had the whole of that Junior Rotax heat to decide to put these carts onto wets. I'm thinking the rain has stopped, has it? And now have got a drying track.
I don't think it's
still
Paul, has the rain stopped? No, it hasn't stopped.
No, it hasn't stopped.
No, we've got our badly dressed correspondent out there in just a t-shirt. Hang on, here we go.
He's freezing.
15-minute pause.
Why is that then? Let them sort the cart. Why weren't they? Why, right.
They're sorting the carts out because it's raining.
I'm not accusing you, Matt. Give Matt your headset a second. Because Matt's been karting as long as not quite as long as I have. So why weren't we on wets during that heat? Was there a regulation?
The last race.
Yes. So during that last race, right?
Yep.
We saw how wet it was.
Yep.
So everybody at home, including Nick and I, are thinking, why aren't those 177s already on wets?
So they were already on wets,
right?
Or some of them, but they weren't all. So we've allowed them time now to all swap over to the correct tyre, just for a pure safety.
Right.
reason.
So I know what you mean.
Yep.
So the regulations are when you get to the collecting area, you've got a time limit, haven't you?
Yep.
And then when your cart goes onto the ground, that's it. You can't touch it again.
Yep.
So some of those carts on the ground were on slicks.
Yes.
And then the rain kept coming.
Yep.
So for safety reasons, we pushed the regulation to one side,
Yep.
and we're allowing everybody on wets.
Allow a bit of common sense in there. And
I am so pleased to hear that.
No problem.
There are other series that don't allow that, and then you get carnage out there, and that's just silly.
We just want to see some good racing out there, and if everyone's on the same tyre and everything's safe, we're going to have a good show, aren't we?
Yes, absolutely.
Yep.
Thanks, Matt.
No problem.
Matt Hildred, pop up there. You can take over from Nick now and again if you want. We found a new Gazbury.
I'm not sure what it is.
Thanks.
You appear to spend most of any of these karting days, or any of our series, trying to invite as many people as possible to take over this headset. I can't think why, Joe.
We've been doing this for nearly 3 years, Nick, and you've just
finally
that.
grated on you.
You've just
finally
spotted,
grated
you've just
too much.
spotted
Yeah.
that, have you?
Way too not
Yeah.
anymore.
Well, have you noticed how those people don't talk over me?
And some of them don't talk at all, do they? And that's the problem.
Well, thanks to Matt Hildred, who's one of our series organisers, who just came in to clarify that. So that basically explains everything perfectly. The regulation is that once the cart comes off the trolley and is in the collecting area, you're not allowed to touch it again. And the regulations, you've got to wait for the go-ahead before you do that. So they've given, as he said, common sense prevail, and we need everybody on wets, so that everybody has a fair bash at it and everybody drives safely.
Those of you watching the screens, sometimes we say, oh, it doesn't look as bad as that when you've got the screen. No, this is exactly what the weather looks like. It looks grey. You can see there's quite a lot of wind on the flags that are flying there.
Still warm though, Nick.
Yes, but it's less muggy now. It's had a bit of a rain.
Yeah.
The mug's gone down, but it's not cold. No, I mean, this is the problem. Well, the opportunity is it could dry out really quickly if it stops.
Yeah.
What we'll do is we'll wait and see. We'll wait and see when Paul finally decides it's not raining anymore, and he'll just he's looking. Why did he wear a coat?
Didn't Seb win the Minimax Championship last year?
Oh, hang on, he's trying to get somebody else on now.
Yeah, come here, Seb. Give him your headset, Nick.
Give me a headset.
So Seb Courtney
hang on.
has just turned up. Get that headset on, Seb. So Sebastian Courtney here. How are you?
Good. How about you?
I'm good. All the better for seeing you, mate. So you won the Minimax Championship at NKC last year, yeah?
Yep.
And disappeared. What you been doing?
Not a lot.
Yep. So you haven't been doing much karting?
Not really.
I've seen. Did I see you guys out in the IPKC and stuff?
Yeah.
Right. So the question is, I saw your name on the entry list, didn't I? For here.
Yeah. I'm
You're
not doing the uplet.
I know you're not. You're standing here. I know that. But am I right in saying I saw his name on the entry list? I did say yeah, and then you pulled it. Right, so are you going to come back to the NKC for the final 3 rounds?
Yes, very likely.
Right. So, sponsors, yeah? Your dad's just looked up to the sky there. So, you obviously have missed being in the NKC, haven't you?
Maybe.
Yes, I would imagine you have, because you haven't been doing much karting, and I know how much you love karting. So you are looking forward to getting back, and we'll see you at the Wilton Mill, will we?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. He's a man of few words, is Sebastian Cohen, isn't he? Seb, it's great to see you, mate. Our Minimax champion. Minimax not part of this series anymore, but it was great to see you, mate, and we look forward to seeing you at Wilton Mill. Make that happen, Mandy and Grim. Right, thank you, mate. A driver in the driver's lounge. Like the driver's lounge here at ROWRAH.
Yeah, not an active driver, though.
Live and direct.
He's not an active driver.
No, he's still a driver, mate. How old are you now, Seb? 13, see?
I drove here. I'm a driver as well.
No, you're not, mate. You're a commentator.
Well, will you let me? When I'm not doing my other jobs, you just belittle. We'll try and find someone else to talk.
Who else have we got?
Oh, go on. It's fun. Who else? Get Malcolm on.
Who else have we got in the driver's lounge?
We've got Malcolm.
He's Malcolm. Malcolm, do you want to come on the telly? No, he won't. I knew he was going to say that. Well, I've got a bit of a lull in the proceedings. I was going to ask you all about ROWRAH.
Oh, they're just about to. As you can see on the camera, you can see what they're doing. Oh, Paul's disappeared.
I'm not surprised. He's
Where is
probably
he? Is he hiding
sheltering-
behind? Is he hiding behind is he hiding behind a container?
Right. So this morning when we were talking about it's going to rain,
Yeah, I
it's
know.
going to rain
It's gonna
about
rain.
it's going to rain about 3:00.
Oh, we said at 2:30. Which
We
exactly,
did, yeah.
Which is
yeah.
about 5
so
minutes out.
Paul was listening, wasn't he?
No.
So when he's gone out onto the camera, he's in a t-shirt and he's left his coat behind.
I could wear his coat as a tribute. Tribute to Paul. I could wear his coat whilst commentating and producing.
Right.
I wonder where is he? Is he just hiding behind that container?
I have no idea, but I did. Right. So we alluded to Seb Corking there.
I love it. You can get the dates all wrong again, are you?
No,
We did earlier.
Right. So
Go
yeah.
on then.
So we talked about the final 3 rounds. Malcolm, are you going to talk to us? Definitely. Put the headset on. Go on. Malcolm Fell, who is the proprietor.
No.
What's your role here, Malcolm? Because you've got a strange role, haven't you?
I've got a strange role. I'm one of the 4 voluntary directors that run the circuit. The circuit is run by volunteers.
Right. And it's all. Is it owned by Cumbria Car Club?
It's owned by Lakeland Stadiums Limited, of
All right.
which Cumbria Kart Club have 3/4 of the stake. The rest of the stake was when the people set it off in the 60s,
Yeah.
and still have shareholders. Some are deceased, some we don't know who they are.
Right. Really?
But between Lakeland Stadiums and ourselves, we're the operators, they're the owners. It's on a long-term lease. It can't be taken over by anybody.
Right. How long have you been here? How long have you been?
38 years.
Have you really? Well, I've said many times when I've come here, this is the first place I ever saw a kart.
Yeah.
And this is the first place I ever raced a kart. Can you remember, it'll have been the summer of 86 when Alan McNish made his debut in seniors.
Yeah, it was 86, 87, 88 is when I came in.
All right, okay.
So it was just after. That was when we were the old 600-metre circuit.
That's right, yeah.
The small one. And then in 88, 89, we extended to 2030. And we just keep doing bits and pieces as the time goes on.
Yeah, yeah. And you have some big meetings here still, don't we?
We're fully booked now until the 3rd week in November.
Are you really?
All the way
Right.
through the year. We've got one weekend off, I think, and that's it.
Remind me, is the British Champs here?
No.
What have you got coming up? What big series have you got? Apart from the
We've got
NKC?
UKC.
Right. That's what I'm thinking.
Still to come. We've
Yeah.
got Fab Racing next weekend with a 4-day bike event.
Right.
So that's fairly busy. And then we've got other championships coming in later in the year, but they're all mainly bikes, more so than karts.
Right, I see. So the UKC is the next big series like this one?
UKC at Wigan, I think, in about a fortnight. They started with 200, and I think they're down to about 140 now.
Right,
So
okay.
time they come to us, it'll be about the same, I would
All
think.
right.
You know, so-
Well, you ever thought of retiring then? Because that 35 years is a long time, mate.
Well, as long as I'm fit, mate, and I'm still here, there isn't really a problem. The biggest problem any club's got is finding people who want to do it, because nobody wants to volunteer anymore. They all want either paying for it or...
That seems to be the trend, isn't it?
And the youngsters these days aren't really interested.
Yeah, I know. That is a problem.
That's the biggest thing. But with the way we're set up now, 2025 is half sold out already.
Oh, really? Right.
So next year's going to be just as busy, if not busier, than this year.
Right, wow,
You
good.
know, and all the major championships, i.e. Super One and all the rest of them, have all signed for next year. So
Yeah.
we know we've got some really, really big meetings coming up
Yeah.
on that side. And I think we've about 3 or 4 that haven't been with us for probably a couple of years in the background who want to come. So they're on the reserve list.
Right.
Once we know that our regulars get the dates, then we'll fill in with us.
Yeah, so
You know,
keeps you very busy.
Oh,
You've got to
yeah.
have a passion for this sport, haven't you, to keep
well,
doing it?
Yeah, it all started with my kids years and years ago, and progressed on from there. We always blame, or the wife blames Gretna Market because we went to Gretna Market. And I said, on the way back, we'll call at this place called ROWRAH. And I had 2 young kids then, and we came. As I came through the gate, the guy in the gate said, "Oh, we've only got the finals to do." And I think they had about 18 competitors.
Right.
And in those days, I think there was 3 cadets. So we had a look, and I thought, yeah, we could do that. So a company called Henderson's over in Morpeth in the northeast phoned them up on the Monday and ordered 2 carts.
Yeah, I remember
and
Henderson's.
It went from then onwards.
I was just looking at some old footage of Mark, your son,
Yeah.
racing, and I think he was on the same grid as Lewis Hamilton.
I've got the video when we were doing Stars of Tomorrow when Mark beat Lewis Hamilton.
Yeah. Yes.
So going back, but we raced with him for a year when we did Stars of Tomorrow. And then we progressed on to gearbox karts. He progressed into Europe, sort of thing.
Yeah. I remember that. Oh, you're bringing back some memories now.
It moves. Everything moves on with time and place. And this place has a hell of a pedigree for all. I would say most of the Formula One British drivers at some time have been here.
Yeah.
You know, from the niche, Coulthard, all these sort of people.
Yeah, that's right.
We've had a hell of a following, and we still get people like Coulthard coming these days,
So, I saw the picture on the wall of him in one of your corporate cars.
He went out for it. It was very funny because I sort of persuaded him to go and have a go in a corporate car, and he said, "I haven't driven a car for years." I said, "You'll be all right." First corner, he was off.
Did he really?
Yeah. And then when he came in, he had a smile on his face. He said, "Yeah, it brings back the memories."
You might see him back because his kids.
Oh yeah, his kids doing it. That's why he keeps coming back.
Right.
He's still tied up with Dave Boyce from Larkhall.
Yes, yeah, of course, yeah.
Another old guy that's been around for a lot of years and was involved with him, and he now sort of looks after his kid.
Yeah, I remember now.
So, there's some pedigree with Cumbria and all the people that have been involved, right through to the Edgars and everybody else.
Of course. Yes,
so we've
it has got a rich history.
It's got a very rich history, and everybody says that if you can drive ROWRAH, you can drive anywhere.
Yeah.
We've more British champions come from this club than most of the clubs in the north. I
love coming here as a commentator, and I used to love coming here racing because I used to race at Felton. And come across to ROWRAH.
Yeah.
Completely different tracks.
Yeah, in the old days, it was a 4-cycle for us. We did Larkhall, we did Felton when it was going, and then Langbar. Then Langbar and back to ROWRAH again. And then in between that, probably the odd Wigan thrown in as well.
That's right, that was me as well.
There was more clubs then, and there was more club racing. Unfortunately, the club racing is now gone.
It has, hasn't it? Yeah,
it's not good. And for circuits like this to survive, it's hard to say, but the future has got to be with the general public and the corporate cats, because that's where the money is. Because
I think that's, if you look anywhere in the country, whether you go to Bookmore Park, Wardenlaw, Langbar to an extent, which is now Teesside, of course.
Yeah.
They're all the same. They've got to survive from the corporates.
They've got to make the money to be able to carry on and keep going. Anyway, we're
Malcolm,
back on.
Thank you very much for that chat. Lovely bit of background. Thank you, mate. Keep up the good work for everybody here at ROWRAH, and we'll love continually coming here. We've got karts now on wet tyres. Nick, are you now picking the pictures? You can't talk to me. Yes, okay, that's a nice thumbs up there. So here we go then, out onto the track they have gone, and we have got a full grid of karts. As I said, we had a look at that grid of 177s out there at the moment. I would imagine we may get another rolling lap on this. Steve Thompson and Reece Llewellyn lead the field round. Shane Collins and Alan Kenyon are on row 2. Then we've got Aaron Charles and Scott Cleat, Ben Hitch, Billy Faulkner, Rob Simpson, Lewis Halliday, row 5. Row 6 is Stephen Richardson and Alfie Anderson, Samuel Cornwell, Alfie Williams, Josh Pickford and Cole Edwards, Tyler Fossey, Lewis Crocker, Lincoln Bailey Arneson and Harrison Crook share row 10. Row 11, Steve Gillian, Martin Burnett. Row 12 is Stephen Mottram and Louis Large, and then rounding off 26 karts, James Nutbrown and Stephen Horner. They are lining up and in very good order there, just settling in. The grid just compacting as they come through and out of paddock. They're being slowed down. We're going to give them another lap though. The starter not quite happy with a few stragglers at the back, I think. So we get another chance to get a bit of heat into these wets. Paul can tell us whether it's still raining, because it's really hard to tell here. It's what does that mean? Does that mean yes on a little bit on? Yeah, I get what you mean. It's kind of in the air, so you've got a little bit of precipitation in the air, but it's kind of still coming down and resting on the track. So the track's not going to dry. It's kind of like being in a cloud, I think is what it is, because we're on pretty high ground here at ROWRAH. as our pole position driver continues to lead them round. Steve Thompson it is. Rhys Llewellyn alongside. Thompson there, the number 42 and the bright blue liveried cart. Rhys Llewellyn alongside, and then I'm just trying to spot out who's behind them. It is indeed Shane Collins and Alan Kenyon. We saw these carts out earlier on in the time attack. Now we're under race conditions. Now we'll see who has the local knowledge of where the grip is here at ROWRAH under wet conditions. As we come through the paddock turn, heading towards the starter. He likes this. We get underway, I think, and we're racing into the chicane for the first time. Up and over the brow. It's a little bit less treacherous on wet weather tyres, with the treaded tyres now coming into play. Into second place has gone the number 25 of Alan Kenyon, slotting in behind Rhys Llewellyn. It's Llewellyn with that distinctive yellow shoulder on that black overall of his. Used to be in a fully black car, did Rhys. Now he's in a more colourful livery, the red and white, and down the inside, Rhys Llewellyn choosing the outside line and finding the grip to accelerate out of the stewardesses. First and foremost, the number 52 is Shane Collins, who's gone down the inside at St John's but doesn't have the ideal line through the left-hander at Sunny, but he has got the traction towards paddock, and Shane Collins got the outside line. Rhys Llewellyn down the inside. It's all about traction now across the line, and leading across the line for the first lap. 10 minutes and 1 lap. Rhys Llewellyn has succumbed, I think, as they head down towards the McRae hairpin. No, Llewellyn still leading. Textbook lapperage of that McRae hairpin has allowed Shane Collins to take the lead. Oh, a little bit of an inadvertent nudge there from Llewellyn. No harm, no foul, I think, as they're side by side towards the stewardess. A little bit of wheel bang going on. Collins has got the line into and the lead into the stewardesses. They've got absolutely no grip whatsoever through the stewardesses. It's a hairpin into a chicane. It's a very tricky piece of racetrack, that. As Llewellyn now falls back into the clutches of Aaron Charles. Aaron with Coles Racing here this weekend. They space out across the line to complete lap 2. And it's Collins, Llewellyn, Aaron Charles, Ben Hitch in 4th, Samuel Cornwell, Alan Kenyon, Lewis Halliday, Steve Thompson, Rob Simpson, Harrison Crook up to 6th place from down in 20th is where he started. Louis Large up from even further down. Louis in 24th, now up into 12th place. Cole Edwards going with him in 13th. Scott Clee, the cart in between Crook and Large, in 11th spot now. So as Shane Collins heads off into the lead, let's drop further back, Nick, if we can, and find the drivers who are coming through the field. The number 6, Harrison Crook, for instance, making his way through the order. He's now up to 9th spot, I think, as that second place is challenged. There's the number 17. Let's have a look as they come underneath us. That's the 41 of Ben Hitch, just behind Llewellyn now, as Aaron Charles has gone ahead of Llewellyn for second. So it's Collins, Charles, Llewellyn, Ben Hitch, Lewis Halliday, Alan Kenyon. That's the Rhys Llewellyn coming back at Aaron Charles. And Charles finding the grip out of Iredale's and on towards the Stewart complex there into the hairpin. Who's that down the inside of the number 22, Ben Hitch. Sneaky little move there, didn't come off though because he didn't have the grip to accelerate out. And that's the 22 of Rhys Llewellyn hanging on to that third place in fine style. Through the right, now the left. Oh, and sideways for the 41, Ben Hitch, completely sideways out of the corner. They all come together through paddock and then space out as they cross the line. And Collins across the line in the lead. That's Aaron Charles there in second. Rhys Llewellyn, Ben Hitch, Lewis Halliday, Alan Kenyon, Samuel Cornwell, Rob Simpson, Crook still in 9th. He's now got Louis Large behind him. Pickford, Edwards, Clee, Richardson up to 14th. Stephen Richardson on the number 11 up to 14th. As together they start a concertina up. Aaron Charles, the 17, has not left Rhys Llewellyn behind, who likewise, Ben Hitch, glued to that rear bumper of Llewellyn. Can Hitch on the 41 have a go down the inside? He's looking like it, but there's no grip there, so he might slide a bit wide. Now it's a traction competition out of the chicane part, and Ben Hitch has gotten past Rhys Llewellyn. So Ben Hitch up to 3rd, through the left-hander at Sunny, and on towards Paddock. Ben Hitch down the inside as the number 17 slid very wide, just did not have the turn in there for the number 17 Coles driver. Into the chicane, they're side by side, and they had to sort themselves out before the left-hand bit. Now through the right-hand bit, and Ben Hitch is up to 2nd and has stayed there. The number 17 Aaron Charles down the inside at McRae, and it's a 4-card battle out of the corner. Who's it going to be as Lewis Halliday joins in? And then by the time they get to Iredale's, it's the number 17 back into that 2nd place. It's 4 wide almost coming out of Iredale's. They sort themselves out. It's the number 25 Alan Kenyon on the back end of those 4 carts there. So that's a battle for 2nd place, 3rd, 4th, 5th and 6th. And as they come back towards us at the paddock there through the right-hander, Shane Collins has been able to drive away from this lot as this lot begin to trip over one another. Oh, and down the inside again, Aaron Charles falls foul of that lack of grip on the outside of paddock turn, and that's allowed the 33 of Lewis Halliday up and into 2nd. Through the chicane they go. Halliday, Hitch, Charles, Kenyon, Llewellyn, Cornwell, Louis Large into 8th now. Rob Simpson 9th. Harrison Crook down to 10th. And Crook dropping 2 places there on the number 6. So we are 6 laps completed, 3.5 minutes remaining into that's McRae's. Here come the number 33, Lewis Halliday. Into the left-hander at Sunny. The number 41, Ben Hitch, now ahead and into 2nd place as the number 25 there. Alan Kenyon ahead of Aaron Charles. Lewis Halliday on the 33 into 2nd, just behind Shane Collins, and it's a fastest lap of the race so far for the 2nd place, Lewis Halliday. Just there at the head of the field there. That's the leader with the orange helmet just going underneath us. Then we've got Lewis Halliday. So Shane Collins leads, Lewis Halliday in 2nd. That's the number 25 of Alan Kenyon, who was trying to get on terms with that number 41 ahead of him, Ben Hitch. And beginning to space out now in this top 10 battle. Man on a move, Louis Large up into 2nd place on number 102. Louis making a comeback for this O-plate. Is that him there? There he is there, the number 102 with the Team UK, Team Great Britain from the World Finals. That's the number 24 of Rob Simpson with Rhys Llewellyn just ahead of him, one of the early leaders. So inside the final 2 minutes now, and Shane Collins got a gap of just under 2.5 seconds from Lewis Halliday. That's in the blue and white overalls. Then this man here, Ben Hitch, with Alan Kenyon on the Sodi cart, the number 25 coming back at him. Aaron Charles has dropped back to 5th, and behind Aaron Charles, just behind these two, Nick, you've got the man who's come from 24th on the grid. That's Louis Large with the blue overalls there, the number 102. As these two continue, Alan Kenyon looking like he might challenge Ben Hitch for that, and likewise behind them we've got a great battle between Aaron Charles and Louis Large, as down the inside has gone Alan Kenyon, and ahead of Ben Hitch for 3rd. And then we've got side-by-side action behind them. Into the chicane then. It's Aaron Charles just holding off Louis Large. That seems to have settled for third. Alan Kenyon in third. The number 41 there is Ben Hitch. Behind these two, though, there seems to be quite a battle ensuing on the back straight now, heading down towards Stewart's, and Louis Large has got by. Louis Large made the move and has got by and into fifth place. That's Alan Kenyon just coming through in third and pulling away now from Ben Hitch. We just missed Louis Large going ahead of Aaron Charles as they come across the line. Then 10 laps completed. We will see the 1 lap to go board next time by will Shane Collins. So let's see if we can pick up Shane Collins, the number 52, as the rest of the field come through. Now we're all very much spaced out there, and the number 17 Aaron Charles looking like he was being challenged by Harrison Crook there for a moment. We'll see how that pans out as they cross the line. Ahead of these two, though, that's the number 52 of Shane Collins there. He's in the lead, and it's been a bit of a textbook drive for Shane. A bit of local knowledge coming to play for the number 52. No sign of a dry line appearing anywhere near anything like a dry line appearing for these drivers. And with a very, very quick closing, Lewis Halliday closing the gap to 6/10 there at the line. It's Shane Collins who takes the first heat for the 177s. Lewis Halliday second, Alan Kenyon third, Ben Hitch fourth, Louis Large fifth, Harrison Crook sixth. Oh, it's the 1 lap to go board. I got excited there. This is still on then. 1 lap to go. And look at this. Shane Collins under massive pressure from Lewis Halliday. Towards the stewardesses for the final time then. Halliday to the outside. That's where the grip has been for some. Not quite enough as they accelerate out. Look at that. The wheel spin just been managed there by Halliday, trying to latch onto the rear bumper now of our leader, Shane Collins, through Sonny. This is definitely the checkered flag. I got it wrong the last time by. This is definitely the checkered flag. Will it go to Shane Collins? He jiggles around in the seat to get the power down. It is indeed Shane Collins, thankfully for me, who took the first heat. Lewis Halliday second, Alan Kenyon third, Ben Hitch fourth, Louis Large and Harrison Crook fifth and sixth. What a drive from those two drivers. Harrison Crook started 20th, Louis Large started in 24th. Samuel Cornwell finished in 7th, Aaron Charles 8th, Rhys Llewellyn 9th, and the top 10 was rounded off by Joshua Pickford. There's the remaining finishers there outside the top 10, going down the 26 finishes. Everybody finishing on that final lap. Everybody completing the full race distance. And with our penultimate heat of the day coming up next, it's our first look at the senior Rotax class. This is the 162 kilogram category that we will see for the first time. So some great racing in tricky conditions there. The track remains damp, anywhere near dry tyres. So I suspect that we will see all of our 162s out on the wets. The grid looks like this. George Townsend and Mason Perrin share the front row. Chris Whiteside and Richard Robertson are on row 2. Joseph Rippin and Levi Earl are on the third row. Fourth row is Martin Bramwell and Sam Elliott. Henry Swanson shares row 5 with Marcus King. And then we've got Andy Ambrose and Keir Hobson. Joshua Priest and John Daniels are on row 7. Row 8 is Alexander Cullen, Joshua Taylor Carter. Andy Powell is on row 9 with John Hobbs. Then we've got Miles Barthorpe and Adam Catling. Ollie Varney, the number 2, shares with the O-plate holder Kieran Gifford. That's keep an eye on the number 2 and the O-plate going through the field there, no doubt. They're on row 11. Row 12 is Al Kerwey, Ben Harper. Nathan Jensen starts alongside James Wood. And then we've got Charlie Walsh, Archie Carter, and then rounding off the 15 rows of grade Scott Lowther and Ollie Rowley. So another 10 minutes and 1 lap to complete the first of the heats for the 162 class. The remaining heat after this one will be another junior Rotax heat. No sign of the sun coming out. And it will be wet tyres the order of the day, I think, till the end of the sessions this afternoon. No question. The track tends to remain grazy, especially with precipitation in the air. It's Paul, our cameraman, just mentioned there that it's still in the air, so the track's not going to get dry, that's for sure. And you can see by the nature of the body language in the carts. Nick, if you could do that for me, mate, before I croak. So the 666 numbered cart there, Joshua Priest, just showing us how slippery the conditions still are. And that's on the treaded tyre. So the grid nicely forming up now as we get towards Sunny Corner, which is the left-hander, the penultimate corner here at ROWRAH. And then some of the carts even on the rolling lap using the curbs there. Thank you, mate. So carts just rolling nice pace towards the paddock turn. They'll come out of paddock, and it'll depend on where they choose to accelerate, whether that will satisfy the needs of the starter. Getting the slow down. We are nice and ordered. Into the chicane then for the first time. It gets very crowded there in the midfield, and we're already out of there and down to McCrae's. The number 11, Levi Earl, looking very racy indeed, and getting from, I think, fourth, certainly up to third. Mason Perrin drops down to fourth there. He's one of the victims there. The number 56 of Rachel Robertson into the lead there by taking a completely different line, but being shot from a cannon is the number 67, George Townsend, who had traction on the outside line there at Iredale's. He's latched onto the rear bumper of Rachel Robertson, who leads the field out of the Stewart complex now and down towards St John's through the left-hand kink there, the last bit of the stewardesses through the right-hander, and now the left-hander Rachel Robertson it is, and Levi Earl down the inside for second. Townsend third. It's the number 22 of Joseph Rippon there who's joining in as well, right on the rear bumper as the leader there in the red, white and green cart of Rachel Robertson crosses the line in the lead. Levi Earl is our second place carter, and Levi off now down towards the McCrae hairpin. Joseph Rippon, he's ripped through the field and he continues to do so. Tries to get that front end to bite. It does eventually, but not quite enough traction out of the corner, because that's Levi Earl who found that. And again, side by side. Oh, and on the grass, Levi Earl ran out of road basically there. And Joseph Rippon, who was still on the tarmac, had traction, whereas Levi Earl did not. And that's allowed the 22 up and into second place. Levi Earl on the 11 though, he's not going away too quickly. Through the right and now the left at Sunny. The barriers there restricting any kind of overuse of the inside curbing, and they're already at the paddock turn. Rachel Robertson though, Rachel in the lead there, just in the foreground, as the second, third, fourth and fifth carts begin to come together now, and that's Levi Earl, Joseph Rippon, Mason Perrin and Marcus King, the LRG driver, just on the back there and challenging Perrin down the inside. Marcus again understeer all the way out, but he's made it stick for fourth. So Marcus King up one. Is he going to go up two? Down the inside at Iredale's, it's going to be a traction war, and he has to slip back into the rear bump, behind the rear bump, and Mason Perrin doing likewise. So it's a three-card battle. The 22, Joseph Rippon, Mason Perrin and Marcus King. Marcus King now ahead of Mason Perrin. Scrabbling for grip there. You can see how slippery this track still is. Using all the curb on the inside of St John's there on the outside of Sunny. Mason Perrin very untidy there, ending up with his outside wheels on the grass as Marcus King down the inside, and he will show second. Marcus King up to second now. Sorry, third. That's Levi Earl who's in second just ahead of him. Rachel Robertson is our leader. So the 26 chasing after the number 11, choosing the inside line there. There's a variation of opinion as to what line it is through McRae's, and they all seem exactly the same. Marcus King likes the inside line, Levi Earl around the outside, and as they come out of Iredale's, they're pretty equal as to how they went in. Rachel Robertson is having a great run at the front of this field. We are 6.5 minutes remaining, so plenty of time here. Rachel Robertson off and away, just ahead of these lot. Levi Earl, that's your second place cart now. There's Rachel in the background of this battle for second, third and fourth, with Earl, King, Rippon. Marcus King coming right onto the rear bumper as Robertson leads into the chicane for the 5th time. Into and out of the chicane then, and down the inside once again has gone Marcus King. Can he hang on to it? Out of McRae, they're side by side into Iredale's. We know Marcus King likes the inside line. That's the line he's got. It's going to be the switch back from Earl, is it? No, not quite. And Earl has to settle in. The Sam Pollock Racing overall driver there, down to 3rd place now. And it's Marcus King in fine style for LRG. And the LRG Motorsport driver coming through the field, having overtaken about at least 3 or 4 drivers that we've seen. Now then, can Marcus pull out a gap? And can Marcus pull out a gap from Levi Earl, and B, close that gap to Rachel Robertson, who crosses the line now? The gap is 1.8 seconds, might as well call that 1.9 actually. And we are at half distance, so there is plenty of time for Marcus King to set off and catch the leader. And it looks like he's doing that already, because he's pulling away from Levi Earl in 3rd now. Still Joseph Rippon in 4th, Mason Perrin. Look at that, 6th place behind Mason Perrin, Andy Powell. He's come from 17th, and Andy now up to 6th place. Alexander Cull 7th, the O-plate holder, Kieran Gifford 8th. Adam Catling on the 777 in 9th. Rounding off the top 10 is Sam Elliott, but we continue to watch and monitor Marcus King's progress towards our leader, Rachel Robertson. King with the fastest lap of the race so far. We don't really need a stopwatch, do we? You can see the gap coming down. And with still over 4 minutes remaining, the gap was 1.9. The gap is a second. He's took 9/10 out of her in 1 lap. So Marcus King will be right on the bumper of Rachel Robertson by our estimation if he continues this progress. Rachel still scrabbling for grip there. She's led from the outset, got into the lead at the chicane on lap 1 at the start, and has maintained that lead. But it's Marcus King who makes his return to the NKC here at the O-Plate. Got plans to continue in the Northern Rounds, the final 3 of the overall NKC Championship for 2024. There's the Northern Championship to run for, though, as well. Nice little add-on aspect of the series this year. We've already crowned our Southern champions. And 6-round overall championship, 3-round Southern Championship, 3-round Northern Championship. Hope to see Marcus here again. Let's see what the gap was about a second. It's come down from 1.9. It's 0.8 of a second. So Rachel Robertson beginning to respond to Marcus King. She's had a look over her shoulder. You can see the driver catching you in the peripheral, and you can gauge how quick that gap is closing. She looks over her right shoulder there. She'll know exactly where that red and white cart of Marcus King is. Marcus still liking that inside line through the Ideal hairpin. And then on the back straight towards the Stewart complex, which is a sweeping hairpin right into first a left, then a right, then a left chicane. This is the exit of that bit. There's the last bit there, the left-hand kink heading down the hill. Steep decline descent into the right-hander. Now the left-hander at Sunny, and then off towards the paddock. Everybody watching from the fences at the paddock there. And here we go then. The gap was 0.8. What is it this time? 0.6. So that's 0.2 per lap. He's probably going to be on a bumper into the final lap if he continues this. He can see her looming large. That was no pun intended there. He's racing for LRG, the Louis Large racing team here back in the NKC. And it's Marcus King flying the flag, catching Rachel Robertson, who's in commanding stand now. Is Rachel just controlling the pace here? She can see where Marcus is coming. All sorts of racing going on down the order. So we continue monitoring this gap to the leader, and Rachel seems to have responded in quite controlling style there. They do concertina up through some of the corners and into the braking area. So it's been 2 seconds for the last 2 laps. 2 tenths of a second that Marcus has took out of her. It's down to just under 2 tenths, so he took 4 tenths there. And now he can feel the exhaust gas out of Rachel Robertson's exhaust. He can hear her engine down the inside of Robertson for the lead. Robertson on the outside. She's got the traction. Heading towards Idell's hairpin now. Into the right-hander now, and Marcus King goes down the inside, and it's a traction war out of this corner. Onto the back straight they go towards the Stewart hairpin, and then into the Stewart complex. From this section here, down the hill towards the right-hander at St John's. He's down the inside at St John's. That's a very brave move from Marcus King, but he's made it happen and into the lead. The LRG Motorsport driver takes the lead for the first time, and that was about the traction coming out of the stewardesses and then just having the momentum to get down the inside before the turn-in, and good driving from both Marcus King and Rachel Robertson. Discretion being the better part of valor from Rachel. She didn't fight that too harshly. No reason to bang wheels. She knew he was alongside, and now she's going to have Joseph Rippon for company if she's not careful. It's going to be the 1 lap to go board next time by for Marcus King. As Robertson looking over her shoulder again. Marcus King's gone. He's checked out. 7 tenths of a second was the gap at the line, so he's completely reversed that order. So penultimate lap for these runners now. And if Rachel isn't careful, she is going to have Joseph Rippon for company very soon. The fastest driver on the track at the moment is Ollie Varney on the number 2. Into the chicane for the final time, then the final board, final 1 lap to go board flies as Andy Powell has come up to 4th ahead of Kieran Gifford, Adam Catling and Levi Earl now down to 7th, Ollie Varney 8th, Mason Perrin down to 9th, George Townsend 10th. But who's this? Andy Powell in 4th place now, almost on the tail of Joseph Rippon. And when you consider Andy started 17th, this bodes very well going forward. 17th, it's kind of his middle starting grid, I would say. But this heat has been all about that man there, that young man there, Marcus King, on the number 26. Into Sunny Corner. He's got 1 more corner before he takes a heat win here at the All-Plate meeting for the NKC Championship 2024. And it will be the return of LRG Motorsport with a fine heat win for him. And first place to Marcus King. Rachel Robertson takes 2nd, Joseph Rippon 3rd, Andy Powell with a fine drive from 17th. An equally fine drive from Kieran Gifford on the All-Plate from last year in 5th place there, coming from 22nd place there. Adam Catling was 6th from 20th. Levi Earl 7th. And then Ollie Varney, the number 2, he started in 21st as well. Some fine drives through the field here in these top 10 finishes. 9th was George Townsend, and then our current junior champion, Mason Perrin, rounds off the top 10. The ST Racing supporter Charlie Walsh, the number 6, finished 11th, and then local expert James Wood up the order from, I think, right at the back of the grid for James. 26th start for James, finishing in 12th. Bodes well for the rest of the weekend, doesn't it, when we had racing like that through the order. And Marcus King, a very strong race finish for him. We have got our second heat for Junior Rotax now, which will round off our coverage for today here at the All-Plate for the NKC at ROWRAH. Coming to you all live from the Driver's Lounge, just on the start-finish straight, just overlooking the start-finish straight. Hello, Sonny. What are you after, mate? The timing. So we are getting ready for our next heat, and this is for the second group of Junior Rotax runners. The grid looks like this. You're going to have to talk to him if you want to ask anything. Luke Sawyers and Sebastian Benson start on row 1. Amy Peacock and Freddie Lloyd are on row 2. We've got Taylor Dixon and Alexander Colanciano on row 3. Ethan Waters, and Drew Preissner on row 4. Row 5 is Dylan Morton and Alex Timmins. And then on row 6, Nathan Traverse and Jill Leverton. We've got Ryan Sayers and Lincoln Bevan on row 7. Ben Adrian, Samuel Aston on row number 8. We've then got Harvey Wilson and Lucas Howell, Jensen Hookey and Harvey Williams, Alfie McBain. Hopefully we'll see Alfie out there. He was holding his arm after that first heat incident. Hopefully Alfie's fine on the number 7. Melissa Adrian is now being rectified and is starting on the 11th row. 12th row is Karthik Kometa and Isaac Thorman, and then rounding off the 26 card grid is Sam Morton Reese Green.
Hello.
Hello, Nick.
Just run around. I'm doing 9 jobs.
What was that inquiry, by the way?
If you've accidentally picked up a tyre pressure gauge, and you've gone back to your bay and found, that's not my tyre pressure gauge, can you hand it in because someone's lost a tyre pressure gauge in the 177 group. So the tyre pressure gauge you've got missing in the 177 group. If you have handed it already, thank you very much. If you've not handed it already, can you hand it in to the organisers underneath us on the ground floor of the clubhouse? What is this whole edifice?
It's the ROWRAH Drivers' Lounge.
No, but beneath us it's not a driver's lounge.
It's race control.
Race control. That was it. I was just looking for the right word.
Yeah, you've been running about a bit, haven't you?
Yeah. You know how you're sitting, you're just chatting away, getting water brought to you. Some of us are working.
I'm front of shop, mate.
You are.
I'm hiding all of this kit. I'm like a swan, mate. All grace and serenity on the surface. Underneath, you're my legs paddling away, mate.
That's very true.
Here we go then.
Okay.
We are into our second heat for Junior Rotax. It's the last heat of the afternoon. Just to remind everybody, in fact I'll remind you after this one, exactly what time we're back tomorrow and what we've got in store for you tomorrow. It's going to be all about the win, isn't it? We've got our paddock show coming up in the break tomorrow. We've got the rest of the remaining heats. We've got our super heats and we've got the all-important final. And we've had some great racing so far this afternoon in very tricky conditions. I'll ask Paul again, is it still raining, Paul? It's still a bit iffy, yeah. Still a bit of precipitation in the air. Yeah. No, I can see he's gesticulating with his hands. He still needs a coat, I can tell you that. So we're already around the ROWRAH course here, and we've got our pole position drivers. The number 256 there is Luke Sawyers, who's bringing the field round. Sebastian Benson is the cart alongside. Sebastian with an all-black nose cone. I'm not sure if that's a weight thing. He's took the sticker kit off there because it does, I think, 0.6 of a kilogram for a full sticker kit. And great to see Alfie McBain out there on the grid. Alfie has come out. He was holding his arm, so just a little bit of bruising. And Alfie's fine. Are we going to get things underway? I think we are racing into the chicane for the first time. And it's Luke Sawyers who takes the lead. Again, looks very busy in the midfield. Have we got a false start? Yeah, we have. They're not racing, are they, Nick? No, I don't think they are. I'm looking for a full start flag over the start-finish line, and there isn't one. But they're not racing. Yeah, still got marshals on track. I'm going to tell them. I was surprised that... hello, Marion. Yes. So here we are, just giving them... I was going to be very surprised, actually, if they'd let them go. Because it was a little bit quick than what our start is like here in the NKC. So it's all about the pace across the line. It's all about being in grid order, of course, but it's also all about the pace. Here we go then. They look in great order, but it's all about the acceleration line, isn't it? It's all about when that lead group of Luke Sawyers and Sebastian Benson release the train of carts, the 2 rows of carts. Luke Sawyers, Sebastian Benson, Emmy Peacock on the second row with Freddie Lloyd, Taylor Dixon. We went very well in that first heat in those changeable conditions on slicks. And this time we very much are racing into the chicane for the first time. Again, people across, that was Alfie McBain across the grass there on the outside of the first part of Row Rouge. Into and out of McRae's. Into Iredale's. And that's the number 256 of Luke Sawyers, who's made a little bit of a breakaway. We've got the number 17 of Amy Peacock there latching on, or trying to latch on, and then Sebastian Benson just dropping off the back of Amy as they come through the stewardesses. And Benson having a go at Peacock down towards St John's. No, he slots back in. Who's this coming as well? It's Taylor Dixon. These wet conditions are ideal for Taylor. He's growing far too quickly, Dad was telling us. And as they come out to complete the first lap, it's Luke Sawyers, Amy Peacock, Sebastian Benson, Taylor Dixon, Alexander Colanciano, Ethan Waters, Dylan Morton, Nathan Traverse, Ryan Sears and Freddie Lloyd. That's your top 10. There's your timing board there for the rest of the drivers who you may be looking for. Melissa Adrian has now lost that moniker of Robert, her dad, and she can be on the timing board proper. And just look at that first lap there from Luke Sawyers, who was absolutely pulled out a gap. On towards St John's. Peacock's gone with him though. Peacock's finally broken away from the advances of Sebastian Benson, and she is chasing after Luke Sawyers. We saw how well Rachel went in the senior heat there. We've got another girl about to lead though, another female racer. We talk about women in motorsport. Well, have a look at karting, everybody, because women in karting, girls in karting, are right there and at the front of the field. Doesn't matter where you go. There's no problem about women in motorsport in karting, that's for sure. As Amy Peacock leads out of Iredale's and heads down the back straight, pulling out a huge gap. She found the grip there, didn't she? Into the stewardesses. Out of the stewardesses, she's pulled a gap. And Luke Sawyers struggling to stay with her. Just not having the grip. And is that the faint glimmer of a dry line appearing right at the end of the afternoon? It's good. The forecast is for no rain tomorrow, dare I say it. My very accurate weather app predicted the rain today, and it's predicting no rain tomorrow. It's coming in off the Irish Sea and then dissipating as it hits the coast. So that's good to hear. It's going to be highs of 22 degrees as well, so it's going to be a pleasant day here at ROWRAH. When the sun shines at ROWRAH, and it does, don't take any notice of people who tell you it never does. It absolutely does. Look at that field spacing out. Peacock, Sawyers, Benson, Morton, Colanciano, Ryan Sawyers, Ethan Waters, Taylor Dixon drops to 8th, Nathan Traverse 9th, Samuel Aston 10th, Lucas Howell on the number 19 coming through. Look at this battle though. That's the 43 of Taylor Dixon, who's the cork in the bottle there somewhat. He's holding off Nathan Traverse, Samuel Aston and Lucas Howell. The number 19, is that the number 19 down the inside? We'll sort them out as they come across the line. It's Traverse, Dixon, Howell, Green, Reese Green that is, Samuel Aston, Sam Mottling and Bevan. This is a great battle there. The number 19 has gotten ahead though. That's Lucas Howell down the inside. Oh, and that's a massive nudge there from the white nose of the number 71, is it, of Reese Green. Reese just missed his braking point, I think, and then tried to get down the inside. The gap was gone though. The gap had disappeared. I'm not sure he was hard enough to take a nose penalty, but we'll see. 3 wide into the stewardesses. I'll find out who that was. That cart is absolutely covered in rubber marks, obscuring the numbers. Out of paddock turn then they come. Peacock leads with the fastest lap there. She's pulled a gap of almost 2 seconds. Look at this battle. 2 by 2 they go into the chicane. And it was Lincoln Bevan and Taylor Dixon who we watched there. Lincoln Bevan just going ahead of Dixon. Down the inside of Dixon has gone the number, was that the 38? Who's that come through? And they're swapping places so often. Alfie McBain on the number 7, I can tell, because I can see his numbers. The 43 there is Taylor Dixon. Melissa Adrian getting involved. Samuel Aston, Jensen Hookie it was, the number 33. Now we've got Dixon back in front of that group, with McBain getting involved behind Ben Adrian. That's the 43 of Taylor Dixon, with behind Taylor Dixon, Samuel Aston, is it? Taylor Dixon, Alfie McBain and Samuel Aston, side by side. Aston ahead of McBain as they get to the chicane. Karthik Kumeta involved as well. And that's the 21 of Samuel Aston, who was dropped back off that number 7. Into Iredales, and out of Iredales they come. And again, that track on these wet tyres, the treaded tyre, just beginning to get a bit of bite into the track there, as a dry line is beginning to appear with these karts running on it. 3 karts there. The 43 is Taylor Dixon. Then we've got Samuel Aston. McBain has got ahead of Dixon. And Taylor Dixon has absolutely been hung out to dry here. I know he's carrying 11 kilograms, so 11 kilograms over. He's just getting too big for the junior class. I think we're going to see Taylor moving up into seniors there a little bit early. He's the year of his 14th birthday, and get special dispensation for Taylor as we look at the number 95 of Karthik Kumeta, who is down. This is a battle for the 15th, 16th, 17th, 18th and 19th that we've been watching. We are inside the final 3 minutes of this one, and Amy Peacock has pulled a gap of 4.3 seconds. She's really been the class of this field as we've been watching this midfield battle. Into and out of McRae's. And that's the number 38. That's Sam Mott just getting ahead of the 71 Reese Green, and that's a battle for 6th there. And it seems that when these drivers do get past, they quickly pull a gap. So the number 38 Sam Mott into 6th ahead of Reese Green. It'll be 9 laps completed. Amy Peacock leads. 5 seconds the gap to Luke Sawyers in second, who's got 2.7 to Sebastian Benson. Dylan Morton is 4th. There's the number 17, Amy Peacock. She has really been the class of this field inside the final 2 minutes. She has absolutely got that kart so well balanced and finding grip where no one else has found it. Here she comes out of Sunny then. Still plenty of time, just under 90 seconds of this second heat for Junior Road Tax. Not the second heat for everyone. We have got so many subscribed to the O plate that we split them into groups. It's Luke Sawyer's gap's gone out to 5.5 seconds to Peacock, and Dylan Morton 3.3 seconds back in third. Sebastian Benson not far behind. There's Sebastian Benson there, the number 25. Or is that 75, sorry. The 75 of Benson. And that's the 23 of Ryan Sears. Now Sears is coming towards that rear bumper, I think, of Benson. Benson with the black nose cone, the bright yellow and blue nose section and side pods. Out of the stewardesses and down towards St John's. Kart's beginning to slide around now as the track begins to come back, and there's a move side by side into paddock, and it is Ryan Sears who made the move past Benson. And I think we've got a question of tyre wear now coming into play, because some of these karts just looking like they're on jelly tyres sliding around, the drivers being unable to find any kind of performance from them on turning, on acceleration, and the tyres that are lasting well for the likes of Ryan Sears. Seemingly Ryan being able to put his kart anywhere, and that's Sam Mott coming at Sears down the inside, and Mott into 5th place and ahead of Ryan Sears as they head towards the final lap board. It's Amy Peacock who has gone through. She's took the final lap board. We'll see if we can pick Amy up to take the flag just ahead of these lot, heading down towards the McRae hairpin. Sawyer second, Morton third, Sam Mott now up to fourth ahead of Ryan Sayers, down to fifth. Sixth is Benson, Reese Green seventh, Melissa Adrian up to eighth. Great drive from Melissa all the way from the back of the grid. And this is Amy Peacock, who is on the final lap and into the final few corners of this second heat for junior Rotax in fine style here at ROWRAH in very, very tricky changeable conditions. With the drying line beginning to develop, it will be Peacock who takes the heat win, maximises the points haul going forward. Luke Sawyers finishes behind her and crosses the line. Now 7.3 seconds was Peacock's gap, and then a further 2 seconds to Dylan Morton in third. Sam Mott finishes with the fastest lap there right at the very end for fourth. Ryan Sayers fifth, Sebastian Benson sixth, seventh is Reese Green, eighth is Melissa Adrian, Nathan Travers is ninth, and then Lucas Howell was the driver, number 19, starting on the 18th spot, making his way inside the top 10 there at the finish. There's the all remaining finishers. That concludes our coverage for the first day of the NKC All Plate here at ROWRAH.
Hello.
We'll be back. We'll be back with Nick and I.
Oh, I get
Hello,
that.
Nick.
Okay, yeah.
We'll be back with Nick and I in the morning. Our coverage starts at 10 a.m. We've got another lot of heats for all of our classes, Nick, and then we go into
2 sets of heats, isn't it? 2 rounds of heats. Everyone has 3 heats.
Yeah. 2 rounds. Yeah, absolutely.
And then super heats, then a break, and then some very long finals. 15
We've actually
minutes.
got a 4th heat for Junior Rotax tomorrow.
Because they're mix and matching, aren't they?
Yeah, absolutely. We go into the lunch break scheduled for 12:30, and then after the lunch break is when the heat starts to build. The heat builds in the super heats, and if you put all of the points haul from the super heats and the 3 heats and the time attack, that forms the grid for the final.
There's something else, of course, tomorrow.
What's that?
The paddock walk.
Oh, yes.
At lunchtime. Don't forget that. Thank you for being with us. We will be back with you, as Joe says, at 10 of the clock tomorrow. But that was Saturday at the O Plate, and luckily not as much rain as we thought, but still too much rain for Paul's outdoor attire or lack of it. See you all in the morning.